How else are we gonna have bits?
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Oh, you could hear me double for a second. There we go. Hello, everyone. We are the Lost Caravan RPG. We do one-shots, miniseries, long-running campaigns. If it's CTRPGs, we pretty much do it all. Tonight, we are playing our Tomb Raider TTRPG Adventure Children of the Wolf. This is episode 2 of hopefully 4, because that's all we have planned out. But if they get themselves killed, this might be our finale. Other than that, I do have just a few announcements to go through. The first being, of course, they are sponsored tonight and every stream by Soul Muppet Publishing. They are a fantastic publishing house with a bunch of very cool games under the belt, namely Orbital Blues, which you have seen on the channel before a long time ago, and you'll see again someday whenever I get Orbital Blues Afterburn and whenever I have a slightly more clear schedule, which may or may not ever happen. Other than that, if you miss any of our streams, you can find them on our YouTube channel. It's just Lost Caravan RPG on YouTube. We have hundreds of videos, well over 1,000 hours of content. So if you want to support these amazing nerds that you see in front of you, that's where you can go and do the likes and the follows and the subscriptions and all that cool stuff that helps to please the all-powerful algorithm. But that's it. That's all I got. As you can see from between last episode and this episode, in case you're watching this on YouTube, I shaved my beard because our Cthulhu Charity Week is over, and that was our $2,000 goal that I said I would shave my beard, and we hit it. So
No, that
thank
was
you all.
1,500.
Thank you all so very much. I am so happy that we hit over $2,000 for charity. It was all very kind of you, and I love you all.
What was different about your face for 40 minutes?
Yep, it's the beard. But yeah, that's all we got. That's all the preamble I have for us. So why don't I go around, let everyone tell you who they are, who they're playing tonight, and you know what? I'm gonna save that last part until after LC gives her introduction.
Hi, I'm
Hi.
LC. Hi, just don't talk to me. Just stop.
How are you?
Stop running your mouth. I'm LC. I'm optimistic on all social media. I play Inari, the changed playbook. She
For
is
now.
a feral little. Shut the fuck up. I'm very stressed. I didn't come into this game stressed, but I am very stressed. I have had 2 very emotional games this week, back to back.
Mhm.
I had a little mentee bee about it, and I had to process shit. I don't need this shit from you tonight, Hoop. I want a little whimsical, fun game about monster fucking and tombs.
I can promise you one of those things.
Monster fucking.
We'll
Obviously.
see.
Man, I forgot I gave my coworkers the link to the stream.
Hi, LC's co-workers.
If y'all see this, I'm so sorry.
Hey,
Don't worry.
hey, Inari.
What?
I am spending a villain point. I need you to mark a condition.
Oh, that's alright. Sure.
What are you marking?
Cool. I don't know. I haven't looked yet.
Hey, maybe it's a good thing someone cleared your conditions last time. Whoa.
Who did that? Who did
great.
that? Who did that?
I don't remember. It's probably no
Okay.
one.
Probably.
I will
It's
mark.
probably Quixote.
Yeah, it's definitely cute. Let's go with wounded.
That tracks.
Yeah, I felt.
As
Yeah.
you start your blind plummet into the depths of this tomb, just headfirst crashing down on rocks before tumbling off and continuing your plummet. And as I pull back up the street overlay, because I don't remember who was next, over to Rose.
Hi everyone. My name is Rose. You can find me at Rose from the Grave, and I will be playing Maria. We both use they/she pronouns. I am falling to my death alongside a giant great wolf named Quixote. So if Hoop kills me, he is much like Brendan Lee Mulligan, a dog killer. So let's see what happens.
Does Quixote have conditions that can be marked or anything?
Are you trying to put a condition on my dog? No.
You're both
Quixote.
plummeting.
It's true. I'm looking. I don't
Take 2
think
conditions.
so.
Yeah, we can just give you 2 conditions.
Yeah, that sounds great. Thanks. That's such a good idea.
Great. Well, I'll let you go through conditions. If you need a minute, we can move on to Mary.
No. We're going to take wounded and merciless.
Absolutely. And then that'll bring us over to Mary.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mary. My pronouns are she, her. Today I am playing Ariadne. Her pronouns are she, her as well. She is our crafter that is going through the slip and slide of doom to her death.
Absolutely. What condition would you like to mark?
Let's see. I think I'll go wounded as well.
Yeah, tracks. There's points where you are slamming into walls, into rocks, into ice, into each other, just back and forth, ping-ponging around this tunnel. It makes sense that you would all be wounded. But then that brings us, as I continuously close the overlay and need to reopen it, over to Moss.
Hi, I'm Moss. I'm playing Data. We both use they, them pronouns. Data is a historian who is very far from books.
Yeah. For now.
Unless they're on the walls, Alice in Wonderland style.
You never know. What condition would you like to take?
You know what? Wounded also makes sense here.
Absolutely.
I could click the right one.
And then over to Karish.
Hello, I am Karish, she, her pronouns, as well as my character, Edwina, also known as Win. She is the Legacy playbook, and her legacy may end here.
No, Lara Croft always survives in some iteration.
Not in
or
my
another.
game, I was just playing earlier, and I died a lot.
And what condition would you like to take?
I will also take Wounded.
Fantastic. Mary, you are keeping track of the adventure sheet, correct?
Yes.
How many points in the racing heart track do we have?
We did not get that filled out last time.
Okay. Well, I was going to let you tell me, but we're up to 4 in the racing heart track. Once we hit 6, your nemesis has found the tomb. Once we hit 12, they have corrupted the tomb. And once we hit 18, they have reached the heart of the tomb and your adventure has failed.
All right.
So,
That's good.
yeah, truth seekers. As we continue to plummet deeper and deeper into the darkness, slamming into walls, getting battered against rocks. As to not have to pick anyone, we're going to leave it up to chance. Ariadne, you
Hello.
hear a sound, almost like a whistling, but more natural, as if the wind were managing to find its way through some crack or crevasse down here. And I'm going to give you the opportunity, if there's anything you'd like to do, to immediately try to arrest your fall, to try to help anyone, to improve your situation in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah. I guess I think that using my different gear, because I have a list of different, like, I have a toolkit for every possibility.
Mhm.
I wonder if I can finagle something to kind of like a grappling hook or something to, like, because
Ooh.
there was that whistling of sounding like there was wind coming from somewhere, if I can
Absolutely.
locate
love it.
and like try and hook in.
You feel like this falls under, as I desperately try and pull up my cheat sheet. You. Oh, there
In
it
the
is.
action phase?
Rules and moves. There we are. Action phase. I could see this as take control. I could even see it as defy death, um, or seek an advantage or defy death, probably.
Um, let's defy death.
You got it. We love a good defy death. Hasn't almost killed anyone here.
Nope.
When death is inescapable, as it very well may be, depending on what's waiting at the bottom of this hole, you roll with these questions. Are you facing this danger alongside someone else?
Yes, there's many of us.
Do you have a
Plummeting.
reason to defy death?
Yes. I think that Ariadne has a very strong will to live no matter what. She's survived a lot. I mean, heck, she's missing at least one of her limbs that you guys know of.
Yeah.
She's done what she's had to do.
And what is your
So,
playbook question?
My playbook question. Are you making up for your mistakes?
In this moment, do you feel like you're making up for your mistakes?
I think it's difficult because I think she, at this time, is trying to find a way to save herself. It's not necessarily doing something selfless, so I think it's a no.
Okay.
Unless she can figure out a way to save everybody, but I think right now her main focus is to save herself.
You got it. Roll 2 dice, please.
And then I'm also going to use my toolkit for every possibility.
You got it.
So I get one more die. All right. The highest I have is a 5.
A 5. You are going to barely manage to cheat death. You to choose one of the options, but the keeper describes what cost you pay or how things escalate further. An ally appears to assist you. You can ensure the safety of at least one other person. You obtain an important tool or item, or you reach for the truth. So you take a bad hit but gain some truth.
I would like to obtain an important tool or item for now.
Okay. Then, as you are plummeting, just rapidly trying to grab some rope and a tether, just anything, throwing it up towards what you believe might catch, and it does for a moment, but it is such a rapid, just yank. It hurts. There's just somewhere deep inside of you that it feels like you pulled something, you may even broke something, and then there's cracking. And then whatever that hook just connected onto starts to break, and you are sliding back down. Whatever just got dislodged goes falling past you. If you want it, that's where it's going to be.
I'll grab it like as quickly as I can. Just.
You're okay. Well, we'll leave you up there for now. For the rest of you, Edwin, you heard some sound of something scraping against rock, and then probably heard a cry of pain from Ariadne. Otherwise, everyone else is still just tumbling around you. Anything you feel like you can do in this moment?
Hmm. I mean, I would like to seek an advantage to try to stop falling,
Absolutely.
or at least slow the falling.
Yeah. Any
Wow.
idea how you want to do that?
How big is the hole that we're in? Like,
It varies from being maybe 15 feet wide at points to feeling like it expands out to 30, maybe more.
I think she's going to try and angle herself towards the walls, like in the when it's at the more narrow part, and just try to grab onto any like hook, get like her backpack or something hooked onto one of the rocks that are jutting out, something, or just try to scrabble on. I don't. I think I gave the grappling hook I found to somebody. So
Okay. Um, so if you don't have proper equipment and it's really just you trying to grab, I think I'm going to subtract a dice from your pool. You're trying to seek advantage? Can an ally cover you while you figure this out?
probably not.
Are you safe from the worst of the consequences?
I will if I get the advantage. But also,
So not at the moment,
Uh,
but maybe. What about your playbook question?
are you defying your legacy? Which my legacy is desecration. Which
I mean, you are plummeting into a tomb that you weren't invited to.
I'm. Yeah.
I almost feel like that's
I
living up
guess.
to your legacy.
Yeah.
But we
so
were
no.
really polite about it. We were really.
We weren't.
we were-
She wasn't going with the intention of desecrating this tomb. She was just more curious about
Okay.
it.
Well, I'll give you then 2 dice, taking the worst result.
Well, so I get 2, or I just get
roll
1 since you're
roll 2
subtracting
dice and take the worst result.
like disadvantage.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, my worst result is a 4.
A 4. You managed to grasp a fleeting advantage, which I feel we can call you just grabbing onto something and feeling your shoulder just pop out of place as you try desperately just hanging on over nothing. For the rest of you, there is this
Question
sudden
about
just
that.
yes.
Because it says you can choose one if I'm willing to pay the cost. Do I get to know the cost up front, or is that something that
do
happens
not.
when I choose? All right, I'll skip that because I can't think of how any of those would.
I basically
great.
assume we took the first one, which was de-escalating, which is you no longer plummeting to your death.
I'm no longer falling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
For the rest of you, you hear one cry of pain from Ariadne, and then another from Edwin, and 3 of you just all hit something solid. A layer of ice that is thick enough to hold you for a moment, but thin enough that you can already hear it starting to crack and give. Would any of the 3 of you like to do anything? It is rapidly spiderwebbing out from each of your 3 points of impact.
I'd like to
4
take
points
control.
of impact.
I'd like to take control.
Sure.
So for that,
I think
am
take
I-
control is more like if you're in a standoff with like guns or like a tense situation
Okay.
with people. I think you're looking for seek advantage.
okay, I'll do seek advantage then. I was thinking like, yeah, take the moment to like look and see how far it's gonna land and things like that.
It is pitch black.
Remember how I said I had flares to distract enemies and stuff?
Ooh, yes.
I would like to potentially use that then in this moment,
Absolutely.
just light up, and I'll use that as a gear to add for my pool.
100%.
Okay, so for seek an advantage, because that's what I was gonna do anyway, was like for take control, like be like everyone chill, wait for a sec. But I like seek advantage.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Can an ally cover you while you figure this out? I do have a bunch of allies around, including Quixote. So, I mean, I leave up to you, but technically, as that's worded,
Is there anything they can do to physically help you? like pull out the flare, light it, and look around.
If they sound off at where everyone is, that will help me determine where everyone's at. And that will be like who's hurt, who's out, who's dead, who's like.
I
It would also tell you the
Can
weak
help.
points because it would show you where all the cracks are starting. Then, yeah, I can see it absolutely.
Amazing.
Are you
I
safe
have
from the worst of
something
the
too.
consequences?
I have something too, Hope. Let me help.
So just trying to get through the questions.
Okay.
Are you safe from the worst of the consequences?
I sure doubt that you're going to let me be safe from these
You're
consequences.
absolutely correct.
Read the vibe.
Inari, what is your assistance?
Well, if you're already using the flare to see stuff or whatever, then it might not be worth it to use mine. So
Your special eyes, your special
Mhm.
fox eyes.
Look with your special eyes. My
Yeah.
brand.
My
yeah, I was gonna invoke a dormant change, but it's okay.
Well, we'll hold off for a moment.
Yeah,
need it.
I haven't decided which one I want to choose yet for today.
Then your playbook question.
Are you taking the form of a stealthy predator?
Not so much.
Don't feel like lighting up a flare and sounding off is exactly
much.
the stealthiest move, but you know.
So one from the yes you have, then one from your gear.
Okay. I
And if your highest die happens to be your blood die, just let me know.
and there's no way that Quixote would probably be useful in this situation outside of looking cute and morale.
Quixote's
I'm-
trying to get to his feet, keeps sliding, keeps
Yeah.
slipping back down in that wide paw dog stance.
Yeah. You know, like when dogs get like the booties in the ice and I have a video of Sophia doing that. It's all right. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Okay. It's a 5.
5. Good enough. Part of your plan is working. Obviously, you can see where the cracks are starting to spread and where everything is the weakest.
Yeah.
And you get to choose one if you're willing to pay the price.
Motherfucker. I would like this situation to de-escalate for now. I will pay the price. Also, confirming it was not my hunger die, my not hunger die. That was
Got it.
yeah. I will choose it. I will take the devil's deal. Sorry, gang. We need a minute to like.
No, it's fine. Those cracks do pause for a moment. 3 of you are left in silence, noticing that there are only 3 of you.
With the flare, I'm able to see that it's Inari and Data who
Mhm.
are okay. I think she whistles up and says, and just, oh yeah, you guys good? Ariadne, win.
2 of you just hanging from the rocks.
For now.
How far are they from a drop from where we're at?
You can see Edwin, just kind of on the edge of the light, not that far up. Ariadne,
Yeah.
no
It's-
clue.
It's Edwina, by the way.
Edwina, sorry.
Edwina.
I should
Is
fix everything over that.
Edwina at a safe enough distance to fall?
About as safe as it was for all of you to fall.
Would Quixote provide enough of a buffer? Like, I'm not sure how big. I'm trying to calculate how much distance it would be, or whether that would like hurt them both.
I mean, even just like piling up snow and just like trying to create a controlled fall would be enough to prevent any further injuries.
Yeah, I think I'd like point that out to Data and Inari, and signal for Quixote to like start looking for Ariadne, and like trying to figure that solution out while they Actually, no. I'll say you guys figure out what to do about Ariadne, and then I'll work about and build that. Um.
I am going to pull a keeper move,
Oh.
Ariadne. As you are hanging there, you can hear the voices from below. Go to call out just to answer the response of "Yeah, I'm okay." No sound comes out. That whistling you heard starts to get louder and clearer. What would you like to do?
Uh, so like I'm hanging on probably by the good arm, and um, you're so the whistling is louder.
It is getting louder as if whatever's causing it is getting closer.
Ooh, ooh, good. I think that Ariadne is going to try and think for a moment of like weighing like costs and effect.
Mhm.
And one of the ideas I messaged about was about a super soldier serum. Um, I think that she's going to pull out a syringe and stab herself with it.
Okay. Do you have
Let's
any
fucking
idea what this
go.
syringe does?
I created it. It is
So I should
what,
say so.
yeah. Um, it's I've been trying to work on better prototypes for it, but I would basically be using my disgraced uh ability. Whenever I use it, I add 2d to the roll and mark the track. Um,
So it's
but
like mini doses of like you can go just kind of go up to the line as long as you don't cross it, but eventually it'll just force you over the line.
yeah, and when I check all of the boxes, that is when the nemesis comes knocking,
You
trying
got
to
it.
get it.
Are we trying once again to survive?
Yeah, I think it's oh, let me look at the options real quick.
To defy death?
So so just because I am very slow right now,
Mhm.
there whatever creature is making the whistling noise, I cannot speak.
Mhm.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I think it has to be defied. I was trying to see if I could make Forge the Path work, but I can't think of a
Yeah,
way to make that
I
make
think
sense.
you are facing this danger alone. You absolutely have a reason to defy death. And what was your playbook question?
Am I making up for my mistakes?
Do you feel like you are?
Well, normally I never would have injected myself with this stuff because I know how dangerous it is.
Sure.
And they have no idea what's coming because I can't speak. So I'm putting myself in direct line of fire to try and get to them to warn them of what's
Okay.
coming. So
Then you got 2 dice.
and then I get too deep because
4
of my
dice.
disgraced.
Yeah.
Alrighty. I got 2 6s. One of them's on my danger die.
Absolutely. That
Let's
means
go.
that you did something incredible. Um, are you... Because this doesn't have its own unique crit, then you go off the generic crit, which Is here somewhere. Unless anyone sees it before I do.
Defy on a 6, you defy death and push forward, choose 2. That one.
Rolling double sixes, it gives you extra options.
Oh, gotcha.
I swear I was prepared for this. Dice pool. There it is, 27. If you roll 2 or more sixes, then it is a triumph. You did better than you hoped. When this happens, follow the triumph description in the move. If there isn't one, refer to the triumph description in your Truth Seeker playbook. That's where it is. So you should have a triumph somewhere on your character sheet.
Activate one of your secret inventions to thrilling effect. Gain the temporary gear secret prototype.
Oh shit.
I have a suggestion, if I can throw it out there.
Yeah.
A
Absolutely.
parachute.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's
Absolutely.
this moment where that whistling started to get deafeningly loud. You can't scream, you can't call for help, you can't warn them that something is coming. And it even feels like from the darkness, there's hands that are starting to reach out to grab you until you inject yourself, kick off the wall, and just start a controlled plummet. You could probably even grab Edwina if you want to latch on, pull the chute, and then just safely descend to the bottom.
Can I make it a little weird?
Absolutely.
So I think she's going to the original idea I had with the super serum is that it's kind of like a nanotech. So I think it's like this parachute that is being made by these like nanobots.
Ooh,
That's fucking metal.
incredible.
And I will definitely grab Edwina as I'm plummeting down.
You land
And-
amongst the others.
You know, I thought my snow slide idea was gonna be pretty good, but I guess your nanobot parachute's pretty good too.
It's
Very clear. This is how Maria says good job.
You didn't fuck it up. Good job. But yeah, as you all have reached the bottom, those cracks seeming to abate for now, you have a moment to look around. The walls are covered in a thick layer of ice. But protruding from them are a few just kind of like bits of metal. Some of them broken off, others still intact. They almost look like braziers from back when people used to walk down here and needed light to see the whole traversal. And there is one opening, the side of the cave that you plummeted to, but it itself is covered in a thick layer of ice. So, truth seekers, you have found your first tomb puzzle.
Is
The
there a written
path-
description?
There is not.
Okay,
This
well,
is a
how do I
minor
know how
puzzle.
to remember this?
There's a lot of ice.
I feel like we want to melt it.
Ice covered torch holders.
Mhm.
That's okay. That's okay.
I already used my gear, so I am going to say we probably. Probably not enough to light on fire, and I'm trying to think of something to catch that would at least extend the flame. Just so we have light, not even to melt the thing.
Do you have any sort of flame source at all? Oh, but you have your flare.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
sure how long the flare can. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
even just like dipping the flare in, it takes a moment to melt through that initial layer on it. But as soon as
Yeah.
that torch comes on, you can see fire travel through it and back into the wall behind it.
Okay.
The area around it almost immediately starts to melt. Very slowly, but it is melting.
Cool.
There are more of them. Some broken off,
Oh.
some still intact.
my intuition, and to remind everyone, your intuition you can ask at any time.
Any point, it's
Um,
free. It's free
yeah,
real estate.
what? It's free real estate. What hidden dangers lurk nearby?
Ooh, I'm so glad you
Oh.
asked that.
Me too, but my next one is who or what is displaying weakness I can take advantage of, but I'm gonna start with this one.
You can see a soft glow, like following that fire as it goes behind the wall and starts
Yeah.
lighting other fire sources. There's even some that go down into the floor. And illuminating underneath you, under that thin layer of ice that's starting to crack, is hundreds to thousands of very sharp, pokey sticks.
Oh,
All of which you can see are connected to mechanisms that, once pressure is applied, much like a bear trap, will snap up.
That's not what I wanted to be impaled with this session.
We'll get there.
Time for that later. We got spikes down here, people. What the fuck we doing about that?
The ice under your feet is melting in equal measure to the ice on the walls.
Okay, question.
Mhm.
What can I use here to my advantage? Is there anything that is like oddities around? I know we're like on an ice platform. Is there any like kindling,
Around
anything?
the entrance, around that like carved out doorway that's covered in thick layers of ice, you can see that there are markings around it. Just odd symbols. They don't, at first glance, they don't seem to mean anything, but why would they be here if they weren't?
And then my other question is, what do I see that other people are missing?
Oh, great question.
Or what is everyone else missing, I believe is the question.
That there's a bunch of sconces, only some of them are the right ones to light.
Oh, fuck.
Do the sconces have symbols on them?
They don't. But the symbols around the doorway are almost like grid patterns of like a 9x9 grid. Some
Okay.
dots are lit up.
I have some
Oh.
intuition questions that might help. What have my
Hit me.
studies told me about what I'm observing?
Let's go, people. Fuck yeah, we're playing this game now.
That this trap was meant to kill trespassers, and looking down, has done so successfully.
I feel like I could have gotten there without reading a book, but okay.
And between all of your intuitions,
And Ari's
Yes.
like, yeah, I know that. I didn't read.
the
Well,
symbols,
I got a degree for this.
the symbols
Yay,
along
English.
that archway, they are showing you the torches that need to be lit, in the order they need to be lit.
Okay. What are the
So did
mechanics
we
for I do that?
already-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did
I-
we already fuck it up then by lighting the one?
Oh.
That's a great
That's a good-
question.
Reset
Yeah.
button That makes it freeze.
'Cause
us.
as
Save
soon
point.
as
Save
anyone-
point.
Save scum, let's go.
Well, no,
Okay,
there's
what did
there's
I-
but yeah, if you guys
Sorry.
if you guys like she sees that, she starts going, what the fuck? You guys say it's like a code, it's a pattern. She'll just and you say like turn it off. She'll just throw snow over it and like turn
That
off the
sconce
torch.
goes out, but that fire that went back into the wall is still lit.
Okay.
Fuck.
Great.
Fun.
So, if our book smart nerd here would like to make a move, I could see Forge the Path, I could see Seek an Advantage, I could see Explore even.
Seek an advantage, I guess. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just looking to see if it had anything special like this.
Can an ally cover you while you figure this out? I would say so.
Yes.
Do you have a light
Yep.
source? You have people like reading off the different symbols for you? Absolutely. Are you safe from the worst of the consequences?
No.
And your playbook question?
Are you seeking the hidden truth?
I would say so. Yeah.
At its most literal.
So you have 2 dice, unless you want to spend any of your gear, anything. Spend a
Oh.
bond with someone.
Where did I write down my bonds?
I wrote them somewhere, but I couldn't find it.
That's fine. I don't need that.
Yeah,
I have
it's
a
two
weapon
dice.
I barely know how to use. Can I stab that into the into the wall
You
to
could-
steady me in case I fall while I figure this out? For
You could start chipping away at the ice in front of the symbols so they're easier to read.
Sure. Okay, that works.
Yeah, so 3 dice.
One of them, different color. Okay. Oh well, I got a 2, a 4, and a 6, and the 6 is on my special die.
Beautiful.
Ooh, let's go.
There's a thunderous crack from the center of this room as those spider webs finally connected and just made one big crack along the room. But they do seem to rest after that. Who knows after more of this gets melted. But yeah, you at the very least are able to start going up and start deciphering what these symbols mean, what parts of the room each symbol is referring to, the order. But now it's just relaying that message to the other people in the room. Some of these sconces are broken off, some of them are frozen over, some of them are hard to reach.
Well, I just start being like, okay, this one first, and then this one, and then this one, and this one. Just start barking orders to whoever's closest to the ones that need to be lit and in the order.
So I will need each of you to make a move here. Basically, you are all just spreading out to different parts of the room to start trying to fix these sconces, to uncover them, to light them. Who'd like to go first?
I'll go. Is it I take an action move?
Yeah,
Cool. I would now like to take control as
absolutely.
as Data. I feel like this is a position that Maria gets into a lot with these folks where like everyone's such an expert in their field that sometimes they just need a number 2 to like
Mhm.
no go here, no go here, Quixote like get like hurting people. So I think that's what she does is like echoing and kind of just using whatever she can. She'll use her machetes and like give one of them to whoever's closest to her, like even just however she can to have an easier time cutting through the snow and ice.
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna have Quixote. I'm gonna have gear. I protecting someone or something.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Do you have the upper hand? Hard to say. I probably am gonna say no.
Probably not.
Okay.
And you play the question.
Am I taking the form of a stealthy predator? Don't think so this time, Chiefy.
Shouting out commands and like guiding people. No.
Yeah, absolutely not.
So 3 dice.
Also, when I will say, when I take control, I can always melt into the shadows beforehand, and it says choose one from below, even on a crisis.
Ooh.
It's pull an innocent ally or enemy into the shadows with you, or steal something useful. I look at that now, none of those really apply, so fuck it, but will be fun for next time.
I would throw out there that you do see that
Ooh.
Ariadne came down clutching the looks like human remains, but around the neck of the human remains is a frozen piece of jewelry.
Oh, hot. Well, if I can steal something useful, I would love to.
Just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Go for it.
Okay. I'm gonna roll the 3, and yeah, we'll see if I can steal something useful. No whammies. Son of a bitch. So I rolled a 1, a 2, and a 6. Guess which one with a 6 was?
Yeah. Another crack like splits apart the center of the room, and a giant patch of ice just collapses down into the spikes below. Traversing this room just got much more difficult, but you are able to correctly light the torches in your section of the room in the proper order. And that
Cool.
wall of ice in between you and your exit is starting to melt. Who's up?
Getting closer.
anyone but Data. I know no one wants to be the first one to fail.
I
You wanna go?
I was gonna defy death, honestly.
I love
Silly goofy. It's between that and forge the path, but this one seems more.
it. I mean,
Uh,
if your area was that part where it just all broke, you're basically just hanging on to broken sconces and just propelling yourself up to light the ones you need to light.
yeah, that's probably where she was.
Absolutely.
All right. Are you facing this danger alongside someone else? Yeah.
Alongside a few someone
you
else's.
Yeah. Do you have a reason to defy death? I feel like this question is redundant every time. Like, yeah, I don't want to die.
It might not be, because there might be times where death is not the worst possible result.
I hate it when you fucking say that.
And
But that
here's
is
my question.
too. It is. Is the soul artifact awakening something within you? No.
Do you have a
So-
fire source?
No, I don't think so.
How are you going to light these sconces?
Um. Is there anything around the fire sconces that can assist in this? Like leftover flint? I don't know. Like I don't have anything on me and I'm hanging from a sconce, so that's kind of like.
I'd give it to you, but I'm taking away a dice.
I can't roll one dice, Hoop. I'll die. Because then it's only my danger dice.
I mean, can your artifacts activate and do weird?
I, act.
Would it not
Get
want
cool
to keep
fire
you alive?
powers.
That.
Doesn't
Yeah.
your head boyfriend want to keep you alive?
Usually that's the case, right?
Even as like a parasite,
Yeah.
who
Like
wants to
to-
keep the host alive?
Usually that's the case, right? I've been in
You
this
wanna-
situation before.
Awaken some
could
powers.
I could try to, can I use I have a dormant change that I did today, or like the last session, which is agile and quick, which I might not be able to light the sconce, but I can at least get somewhere where I can get a fire source and back.
Oh, I love that.
Okay.
Just like climbing up, getting close enough to Maria that flare can be tossed over.
Yeah.
I
Uh,
think yeah, she just tosses it coolly as
Cool.
she's not gonna die.
Yeah,
No,
this
I'm the
certainly
one who
won't-
kills her.
This won't hit her in the
Um,
face, causing third-degree burns or anything.
No, I'm agile and quick. I'm like probably upside down from a sconce.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, something cool. Which actually, if you retroactively ask the question now of is my artifact awakening anything in me, that's a yes now. So that's 4.
Absolutely, it is. Yeah, roll 4
Um,
dice.
So I don't actually know how this physically manifests as a physical and temporary change to my body. Beautiful, otherworldly, and outside of your control, but it's like a, I don't want to say like feral, because it's not like a gremlin crawl, but it is like an unhuman way in which they are like climbing the walls and like navigating these sconces back to Maria, and it's almost like as if it's intentional, and there is not a single moment of misstep or like faltering. It is like they are walking normally, as if this is something they do every day, and almost some motions seem to blur into one another.
Absolutely.
And it looks really fucking cool and sick and neat.
that's fucking awesome.
This is not even the coolest one that I've written down.
Continue my final form.
It's not. All right. I have 1 5 and it is not my danger dice.
Love it. On a 5, you barely managed to cheat death. But I picture as you're reaching for one of those sconces, it just snaps, and you have to quickly catch yourself to avoid plummeting into the spikes. You choose one, but the keeper describes what cost you pay or how things escalate further. So which one would you like? An ally appears to assist you. You ensure the safety of at least you or one other person. Or sorry, yeah, at least one other person. You obtain an important item or tool, or you reach for the truth.
I want to get one other person to safety.
Who's that?
Who is still fucked?
Uh, Ariadne and Edwina.
Who's closest?
Ariadne.
Ariadne then. Yeah.
Okay. So that pathway from Ariadne's chunk of the wall to the door is going to be the last one to fall.
Okay.
But there are more cracks. The floor is getting weaker. Ariadne and Edwina, which of you would like to go?
Wait, what was my consequence? Who? Or what was the
That
how
more,
things?
more of the floor is giving away.
Okay, okay.
The only chunk left is Ariadne's path to the door. So which of you would like to go? No pressure. I promise.
So we are still trying to find a way to light these sconces and not be on the floor when it collapses, right?
Yes. Which that is getting to be prime real estate as the floor is shrinking rapidly behind you. Defy death, always a great option. One of my favorites.
I mean, I guess. Well, Mary. You have a clear path that she gave you, so you can go ahead and go and resolve that if you want.
I didn't want to do something right away because I know you hadn't been able to do something yet, so I wanted
It's
to.
fine.
Okay.
The locations of the sconces are shouted out to you. Again, some of them are broken, some of them are frozen over. What would you like to do?
I guess I do want to pocket that necklace that I got.
It is
if I'm
frozen to the collarbone of the corpse that you caught.
Great. That I guess we're having a corpse.
It
on
Take
just
the
back.
clavicles
stuff it-
with it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take.
Accessorize.
Stuff it
Yeah,
all in the backpack.
Yep.
You
Wear
got
it
it.
like a fucking piggyback.
Mm-hmm.
Corpse piggyback as a treat.
It's like that Daniel Radcliffe movie. But I guess then I need to get to the right thingy.
For those of you that have succeeded, you are able to make your way to that archway as it is slowly melting. It is turning more and more clear. You're starting to see through it. There's even a point where you feel like should need come to it, you could just start slamming your shoulder into it and carving your way through.
I'd like to forge the path.
Okay.
I think I'm going to be able to do that a little bit better than defy death.
I could even see that as foregoing the sconces and just helping to thaw the doorway.
Yeah, I think she's thinking of like if we can't get all the sconces in time, we need a backup to the backup plan.
Absolutely. Yeah. Is there a
So,
clear
yeah.
path to safety?
Mine is the clearest from what I've heard so far.
Are you ensuring at least one other ally can follow your lead?
Yeah, because I see that Edwina's struggling, and I want to make sure that she's okay.
And your playbook question.
Am I making up for my mistakes? It kind of depends. I think the biggest thing is she would be more willing to make herself be at risk. She's kind of still has that super juice
That's true.
energy.
Yeah, sure.
So I think that she's like, I can cling on to something if I need to. I have more space to run.
Sure.
I need to help the other people.
Okay. And what are you using to clear the ice?
Let's see. Oh my gosh, tabs. Okay. character sheet. As far as items, I have a weapon with numerous upgrades.
Love it.
We gotta have a flame thrower.
Yeah.
It's one of those.
It's a
Hell
shish
yeah.
kebab. Yeah, 4
She
dice.
just clicks a certain button and then it goes.
Triple sixes. Triple sixes.
No whammies, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies.
Got a 6. It is not on the danger die.
Beautiful. You're able to move swiftly and to avoid every obstacle you to choose to. Leave no trace of your passage, catch a glimpse of what your nemesis steps are, discover a secret passage to somewhere unexpected, come across a golden opportunity, or slow down and lose precious time to gain a truth.
Okay, so I can choose 2.
A secret passage always comes in handy.
Yeah, I was thinking secret passage. I am trying to decide between catch a glimpse of what your nemesis next steps are or leave no trace of your passage, because we don't want to be caught by the monks
It's true.
is the one thing. So I guess I would ask you guys what you guys would think.
How many can you pick?
I can have 2.
I like secret passage and hidden. I think that's makes the most sense, especially like that sounds the most leave like no disturbance, like don't fuck with shit. So yeah,
Absolutely.
I like that.
Then yeah, I would say as you're like trying to burn away at this main archway, you see that you have gotten quite a bit of the way through it. But you may not have to go the whole way through. There's a little tucked in passage within the stonework of the archway that looks like you could probably slip through. No clue what's back there, or even if you're going to survive it, but it looks like you could.
I'll show everybody and just Ariadne just says, I don't know exactly how this may work, if it's easier or not as easy, but sometimes I'm sure that the monks might have had a way to get around things without having to set off every trap that they set. This might be it.
Oh, fucking beautiful. As long as there's no fucking knives at this floor, let's go.
Edwina, then I leave the option to you if you want to finish the puzzle to fully thaw the doorway, or if you are willing to just dive through this secret passage to anywhere.
I think I'm okay not finishing the puzzle if it looks
Okay.
like everyone else is okay with that. I
You
feel like
got
that's
it.
less obtrusive for the monks anyway.
Then, one by one, we slip through the secret passage. You finally hear the rest of that ice give way and just go crumbling down into the spikes. Then once again, everything returns to quiet. Those of you with any sort of historical knowledge or any sort of lore currently on your character would see that there are carvings and paintings along the wall all around you, easily hundreds to well over 1,000, some maybe 2,000 years old, all pristine, untouched, other than by time.
What have my studies told me about what I'm observing?
This is not only a tomb, not just a regular tomb, I should say. This is the crypt of a saint. One that was highly decorated, highly venerated, and loved amongst the monastery.
What do I perceive that is difficult for me to believe?
I mean, this place still exists, probably. Like this, there's like rubbings and drawings and studies of this exact type of thing that are barely surviving the test of time. Yet this place is almost pristine, and it has been, no one's been here to take after, to upkeep this place. It's been just forgotten to time.
I assume the ice just keeps everything
It
forever.
helps for sure.
If it's cold enough, stuff doesn't age,
Fresh.
right?
Yeah.
It's fresh.
But this pathway does extend. There are more of those sconces, but they are simply there that you could light, and they would, illuminate your path. Near the end of the tunnel, you would find a single crypt, untouched for centuries, where interred are the remains of the wolf-headed Saint Villaf. All of you have heard the name and stories, but they don't even remotely compare to the stories that are being told around you of a near mythical, larger than life figure with divine powers, able to stop earthquakes, hurricanes, tornadoes, famine with just the snap of a finger, able to bring the dead back to life, to cure sickness instantly. Truly feats of the divine. And there, in the cracked stonework, lies the saint. Again, untouched, preserved to almost perfect condition. Atop the stone sarcophagus is a stone depiction of the saint lying in eternal repose. And inserted carefully into the veiled head of the saintly statue is the jawbone of Saint Villaf, the first artifact in this adventure.
Before it, oops, sorry.
His corpse is there,
His corpse is
and
there.
they just took his jaw out and stuck it into the statue.
There's a statue above of a wolf-headed saint, and that jawbone is embedded within.
Metal.
It is
Before
gilded with gold and jewels.
before anyone moves and just see anyone moving an inch, just has a hand up and would ask what hidden dangers lurk nearby. um,
There are
Check
none.
for traps.
okay, yeah, I think then um, I'm going to, and again, tell me to fuck off for this intuition. It says who or what is displaying a weakness I can take advantage of. Is there any like structural weakness to the jawbone, or like
Seems like just giving a good tug would do the job pretty well.
I would like to ask the classic crafter, aka I swear this is the know-it-all class too, of what is everyone else missing?
At the moment, nothing. But once you grab the jawbone, I will have something for you.
Who or what can I connect to?
Obviously, Saint Villaf.
How?
Touch the jawbone.
Yourself another head boyfriend.
touch.
Oh. Here I go. I'm gonna go touch it. That's it. It told me
I
to
could-
touch it.
I can.
Also, I'm still agile and quick, just so y'all know. I get that 1d6 until Hoop says it goes on me.
Sure.
I feel like Maria and Quixote like look around, look for traps, having like this hand up, and then as soon as the hand is down, it's just a Nari. Boom! It's gone like a light.
The moment you reach up to touch it, it is this warm yet freezing cold sensation that starts in your fingertips, moves down into your hand, shoots into your shoulder, fills your chest, and the world goes black.
Yeah, this
yeah,
sounds
that
familiar.
sounds about right.
Yeah.
There's a voice in your head that is not your own, as if it were narrating a memory. It's dark and dusty down here. Rooting around in the foundations of the monastery to be, I feel as though the spirits of the past still cling to these stones, angered by us, disturbing them. But then the rubble groans, the ground shifts, I feel myself plummeting down, down, down. The darkness is full of teeth. It swallows me up, and I hear a baleful howl. I come to, my head pounding, slick with blood. For far above, I hear the cries of the other workers, but no sound can leave my throat. It is too clogged with dust. I struggle to stand. A single beam of light from above pierces the gloom. It lands upon a simple stone pedestal. Upon rests a hunting horn of sorts. No, I do hear my own voice speaking, but not of my own accord. Is this the war horn? Untarnished by time and made of strange gleaming metal, it calls to me. My hands reach out to it as a small voice within me screams not to touch it. My fingers just barely rest upon the war horn, and I am granted a vision. I see a great and mighty calamity sweeping through the valley. A crimson, blood-red mist descends upon the non-believers. A ferocious beast, wearing the same shape as the wolves, coalesces from the foul miasma, to rend them tooth and claw. But the beasts do not touch this place, and I see further visions, a promise, a gleaming, brilliant future built on the foundation of this bloodshed. The vision ends, and I am once more surrounded by darkness. I do not even realize that I have brought the war horn to my lips until its call echoes through the mountains. You have a choice. You can return the jawbone to the crypt the way you found it. You can try to return the jawbone to the monks. Or you can try and bring the jawbone with you to the final tomb.
Oh. Shit. Who? Lore Keeper. Mary. According to the truths and shit that we have in lore already, what does it feel like is the best, least destructive option, I think, here? Like, there's a lot that we've learned, and there's a lot of interesting choices here that could go a lot of different ways.
I can tell you what truths that we have.
Okay.
We have massive claw marks from a 9-foot tall creature on a rock face, wolf-headed hunters fighting blood-red creatures on a cave painting, notes from an old expedition that was plagued by nightly howls and no one survived. We have the Red Plague story told through pictures from start to finish and how it sends people into frenzies. And we have the recent campsite with human prints and animalistic ones mixed in. We have the wolf-headed hunters fighting blood-red creatures linked to our studying of the stories, and the Red Plague story is linked to prepare to explore the first two. I guess my question, what are we missing, or what is applied to this at the moment, or
Yeah. Because, like,
Carrying
is this jawbone... Oh, go ahead. Hoop, sorry.
No, please.
No, please. No, Hoop, go. You have more
Carrying this
interesting things to
jawbone
say.
with you will invite trouble. It is going to cause pain. It is going to make things more difficult. But if you can get it to the final tomb, it will grant you an enormous advantage.
Okay. I mean, I know what I always want to choose, but, like...
I think we also need to think that because we are 2 ticks away from our nemesis reaching something. If
Mhm.
they get a hold of this as well, that's not...
Yeah.
Yeah. I think narratively, Maria would be very against taking it. As a player, I am going to say I actively encourage taking this and ignoring Maria. And it's a good thing Inari's the one up there doing it.
Well, we also can't go back the way we came.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're not going to be able to go back there until after we solve this mystery. So
Facts.
we can take it now and then return it to the monks later.
Yeah. That's true.
As long as we're not putting it in a British museum, we're doing great.
That's right. You got it. Okay. Put it on my face, though.
Sure.
No, just like a, like a cool...
Okay. So
I
we're
don't know.
taking it with us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hopefully to return it to the monks.
I'm
as
gonna
soon
I'm
as we
gonna go
can.
with the
We're being very respectful about this tomb
Yeah,
raiding.
we're being
it's
the- yeah.
totally yeah.
tomb raiding / respectful.
Also, if our enemy does take it, I have the playbook move that takes it back.
Love it.
Get Uno reverse, bitch.
It's
Um,
called that doesn't belong to you.
Hey.
And it literally says that you take it, and at the end of the adventure, it's returned to its people.
Oh, beautiful. 100% great. I'm gonna say that the entity, if anybody does ask why we're taking it, he told me to.
Oh, I hate it when you give me that answer.
He knows
that
more than
makes
us.
All
Of
of you
course he knows more.
definitely see Inari like reach up, touch it. There's a moment of apprehension, and then a wide old grin as it is grabbed and pulled off of the statue.
Maria just shakes her head.
It's good for us.
Gonna be trouble.
Already in
Just
trouble.
Takes out some like double-sided tape and sticks it to their face.
There is some soft rumbling for a moment as that statue starts to shake
Oh.
before starting to crumble away piece by piece.
So, do I need to ask what the hidden danger is, or did the hidden danger just become a
No hidden
obvious
danger.
danger?
There is a
No-
pathway behind the statue.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
I
Good
also
crumb.
thought
Yeah.
Like the floor was gonna crumble, everything
Yeah.
was gonna crumble.
we were
It's a
gonna
holy
crumble.
place.
One question, it's one of my intuition questions. Is there anything in here that is useful that we like notes?
If you want to
Anything?
take some time, I would give you a lore if you want to just study these stories, like jot it down.
If you guys are okay with it,
Yeah.
and then also, did we get from the secret passage? Did we get a lore or map from that?
This room is giving you lore automatically, but you can spend time if you want to get another piece of lore.
Okay, so I was just asking for the forge the path
Mhm.
outcome. Okay,
Yep.
cool. I will mark
Sorry,
that
I might
down.
not have said that earlier.
No, you're totally fine. I'm brain. It's just how it is. So
Sure thing. Um,
but I'd like to get any bit of lore that we can. If it doesn't look like we're in immediate danger,
Sure.
that is what Ariadne would try to do.
it's
Because the being able to bring people back from the dead is something that she would be very
Absolutely.
interested in.
Why are you a necromancer?
Nice.
I am going to spend a trouble. As you take the time to study the stories, to get more lore. There is a distant thump, which you shouldn't be able to hear anything as deep as you are. But then there's another one with some very slight vibrations. And then another one. Those vibrations starting to get more and more intense. You should probably get out.
Yeah, Maria takes out her machetes, Quixote growls, and yeah, just slaps them together, and it's like, time's up! Time's up, nerds! Sorry, we gotta go!
Let's go.
Nerds.
Pack it up.
Go, go, go!
I feel like as we're running, oh, this probably would be a good time where I told you, yeah, there was a strange thing that was trying to come and get me, and I couldn't yell out or anything, but, you know, it just made a strange whistle sound. Shouldn't be a big problem, though. You know.
When you say strange whistle sound,
It sounded
Like-
like there was air, like, blowing through, like, crevasse of some sort. But, yeah, I could not speak, and it's something, imminent doom, whatever, you know.
Sounds normal to
Like
me.
something that could have come up earlier, but data gets a little faster.
Inari says nothing about the vision that they just had.
No.
of
We
course
gotta
you don't.
go. I'll tell you later when it's
Okay.
important.
We start our very expedited journey up the steps in this rounded, this spiral stairway. And you pretty quickly realize what those impacts and that shaking was. They are explosions, like artillery explosions.
No.
The monastery above you is getting bombed.
Yeah. Storm.
No. Our hot monster friend.
They're okay. I'm sure. I'm sure they're fine.
I want to believe that the hot monster he shotgunned has given him the energy he
He's
needs to
like the-
survive.
We did it. We gave them like +5 d6s on this.
One of them,
There's just like that Quicksilver scene from First Class where this werewolf is picking up every other werewolf.
but
Special
you,
bonus when a monster drinks a monster.
you reach the top of that stairwell, find that it's basically just a hatch. Just slam your shoulder into a few times until whatever locking mechanism breaks. You're able to push out into the sunlight and the snow to see another shell come raining down and rip through one of those massive, beautiful towers that stood for who knows how many centuries. What would you all like to do?
Be very angry about the
Yeah.
destruction.
Yeah, I think Maria kind of like scuffs her feet a little bit and like spits on the ground in a little bit of disgust, like just kind of looking. How many are we? Because we're still in the looking at the adventure phase. Were we in a tomb phase, or are we still in an action
You're in the action
investigation
phase.
phase? Okay.
And
Yeah.
do I need to check anything off?
Two.
Thank you.
Under catch your breath.
Oh.
Cool.
Okay.
I think then. I'm going to explore because this doesn't seem like dangerous territory right now.
The shells aren't hitting too far away from your current position.
Okay, so then it is probably more like a forge the path.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Ariadne will just say, "Look, I don't like throwing myself into unneeded, dangerous situations, but I do sort of have a tinge of guilt at, gestures to the bombs. Should we go and help? Or...
How Maria's seen the amount of damage that storm can do.
Mhm.
And Hoop, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Maria just kind of looks up very quickly, looks back, and she shakes her head and lights a cigar. Just says, if they didn't get out now, they're not getting out.
Okay. Then let's forge a path.
Is there a clear path to safety?
As long as it's away from here, yes.
Yeah. Before I ask the next question, actually no, I don't think there's any. I'll ask hidden dangers afterwards when we get to a new area. But are you ensuring at least one other ally can follow your lead? Absolutely. And I'm gonna use Quixote to help me forge a path.
Okay.
Just as a looking out, being a second person. I can add a gear for gear to camouflage my form and my intentions. I'm trying to think of what that could be.
Even just like a snow cloak, just if from like an aerial view, it would keep you from being spotted. Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. So she sees the shells, and if we want to get really fancy with it, maybe like our tech master has something where like there's like a button or something that we click and like things kind of go into like a more like
Love it.
snow camo mode.
Love it. Yeah. I'll give you 4
4.
dice there.
4 dice. I got my hunger called out. No whammies. No 4 straight ones.
4 once. 4 once.
4 once. 4 once. 4.
Is it?
It's a so good news. It is a 6.
Okay,
Fun
but
news.
the hungry 6.
It's a hungry 6.
Yeah. I need you to choose a teammate.
Don't you do it, bitch.
Uh. No, it's an Ari. What?
What the fuck?
And Ari,
Maria
All
said,
the-
I want you dead.
I said
All of
I'm
you
gonna be the one to
starts-
kill you.
like, kind of slipping through the snow, using snowbanks, using cover, whatever you can to avoid any aerial detection. Inari, you were just wrong place at the wrong time. A wayward shell just kind of comes spiraling off target, hits and explodes. Not quite at your feet, but close enough that you're about to get thrown back from the force of the impact. Need you to mark a condition, please.
Okay. I guess ravaged.
Okay.
Lonely Oregon word doesn't make any sense. So
And before we jump to break, we're going to pan the camera back as you have to quickly roll to your feet, trying to catch your breath, wondering if you just took shrapnel to the chest. Can't worry about that now. Have to get to your feet, have to run. As it ventures up onto a hill, where a figure with a pair of binoculars is staring down, watches you get thrown off your feet, watches you rejoin the others, and then just continues to track your movement. And
Like
that's what
all
we're
of
gonna go
us?
to break. Yep,
not me, just all of us.
all of you.
Okay.
That's where we're going to go
Love
to
that.
break. We'll be back in just a few minutes with the conclusion of episode 2. We'll see you
Oh
soon.
my god.
Clown to clown. Um,
And welcome back. Where we left off, we'd escaped a tomb with a jawbone intact. Found that the monastery that had housed you and provided you refuge and comfort was getting bombed by Storm. Who else? And amidst one of you almost getting blown up, the camera panned back to show that you were being watched. And what do we pick up right there? As you found a path away from the monastery, deeper into the mountain pass, at least with enough cover to keep you safe from any wayward bombardments, and hopefully not leaving any trail for you to be followed. What would you like to do?
we're at 2 right now. For
2, yep.
All right, we need 3 minimum to rest and 4
for
for
the added.
yeah. Because I'm happy to explore, but because I did forge, I feel like Maria is probably more like trying to keep the gang moving and making sure Inari's okay after taking a shell to,
Yeah.
the shell blast. So if someone else wants to like explore or something, I think like you would definitely see Maria probably otherwise occupied and making sure we're just continuing to move away from Storm.
Absolutely. Who wants to take the lead there?
I can do some exploring, I guess.
Love it. All right. Does this place remind you of your past?
Like an icy, like a snowy mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's probably been on snowy mountains before.
I imagine your family probably has been here. It's a place similar to this quite a few times. Do you have time to explore safely?
I mean, technically, maybe, but not. I don't think like we want to take that time to
So no.
safely explore. Yeah, I would say
Okay.
no.
And your character question.
Are you defying your legacy?
I mean,
Sure, I'm surviving. I don't know.
You were
I
actively
did
not part of the attempt to blow up a monastery, so
True, and I was not the one to desecrate the tomb by taking a part of it, so I would say yes.
yeah, 2 dice. Unless you want to spend any lore, any maps. Maps would be great here.
Um, yeah, all I have for my character is a aid, I think. Looks like it. Yeah, we'll do 2. Oh, goody. It's a 1 and a 3.
Ooh. Would you like to call on a flashback to get
Yeah.
to not make
Yeah,
that
we'll do
not a
that.
failure?
Yeah, we'll do that. I don't want to get us lost after immediately walk us into the shell bombing.
So if you look at character sheet, look at the flashback area, there's like an arrow that goes through. You're just gonna follow the order of flashbacks.
So my first flashback is narrate your time of innocence when you thought yourself untouched by your legacy.
That's a good one.
So as a young child, Edwina, she grew up pretty wealthy. One of my gear is a large amount of cash. Which is so helpful right now. But so she grew up surrounded by wealth, like in mansions and stuff. She traveled a lot, but when she was young, she didn't know why they traveled. She didn't understand why we went to all these exotic locations, why her parents always had a bunch of stuff shipped to them back from these locations. Or like why she was pushed to learn so many different languages, not like the what you would consider normal, like Spanish or ones that, but more ancient, like ancient Incan and Mayan. So she just didn't understand what was going on. She just thought, hey, isn't this what every like, we're just having a good time as a family, we're just going on lots of vacations. She probably didn't go to like a proper school. She probably had like private tutors or something, or her parents just taught her. There was not really school. So she definitely didn't think that there was something that she was being molded to take over from the family.
Okay. So your crisis is then upgraded to a 4 to 5. This tranquil moment feels tenuous. Choose one, but the keeper describes an encroaching danger that will bear down on you soon. You can find a helpful route, come across an item or resource, discover a landmark or temporary haven, or spend time unearthing a secret.
I think we want to try to find a helpful route,
Sure.
We're trying to find a helpful route because we're trying to get out of this particular area on towards our final destination.
Got it. You gain a map. So we press on. Away from the monastery, away from the shelling, away from storm, to find that you've reached about the upper limit of what would be the timberline. Higher than the point where any trees should be able to grow. And yet, not only are you finding very thin, spindly pines, but there's hundreds of them. There is a massive forest of these leafless trees that just spread for as far as you can see. You have found the cursed forest.
Do I need to mark a catch your breath?
Yes, please. We've hit a milestone. At some odd occasional angles looking through the trees, you can for a moment see what looks like stone ruins beyond them. but then when you try to get that perfect view again, it's impossible to find. So, truth seekers, what would you like to do? I think you're muted.
Thank you. Are there any hidden dangers?
Absolutely. There is something corrupt and angry in this forest.
Does it feel anything like the thing that floats around in Ari, or is this like a different like malevolence?
It feels more like the thing that Ariadne was describing.
I think that Quixote whimpers a little bit. And yeah, she instinctually like puts a hand to comfort Quixote and just nods to Ariadne as a yeah, this is that. Okay. Is there Okay, actually, this is a good one. Who or what is displaying weakness I can take advantage of? And when I think of what, I'm thinking of like fallen trees, weak, like a path, or is there anything that looks like a more direct path? I'm not sure.
It's
Yeah.
yes and no, because there are moments where you swear that you can see a pathway to whatever that stone structure is in the center of the forest. But even as you start walking towards it, it seems like the trees are shifting to alter the path in front of you.
Nerds, you ever read that story about that bull dude? That bull dude who was in the maze and they needed to like, they had some rope or whatever.
Are you talking about a minotaur?
Minotaur, bull dude, same thing, it's they got horns. Anyway, if shit is shifting and changing and we need to get out, it might be good, even if it's not a yarn or whatever the hell, just something for us to keep together.
Sure, I will come up with something.
Thank you.
I would like to seek an advantage.
Absolutely. Because Elliot Wolfend is on your tail, I need you to have, if you have 2 or more dice in your pool, I need 2 of them to be your special hunger dice.
Okey-dokey.
Can an ally cover you while you figure this out?
I assume so.
I don't see why not.
Hopefully.
Are you safe from the worst of the consequences? I would say so. There's not
Yeah, there's no
No
one
immediate
like
danger.
trying to kill us yet
that we know of.
that we know of. It's fine. Yeah.
And your playbook
uh,
question.
Am I making up for my mistakes? Well, I'm creating something that isn't gonna hurt people, so
Yeah, sure.
yeah.
Give it to you.
All right.
3 dice, 2 of them special hungry dice. Special no-no dice.
I think. Yeah, I have. Can I add a lore to this?
Absolutely. Roll 4
Alright.
dice. And we'll mark another
Alrighty.
catch your breath.
So here's the funny thing.
Mm-hmm.
I got 2 6s.
Mm-hmm.
One is on a hunger die and one's on a regular die.
Fantastic. So
Do we still have the hunger die since we're not in the tomb?
you in fact have two of them. You are being hunted by an expert assassin.
Gotcha.
So that is a crit. So what does your playbook have for rolling double sixes?
I get another item.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah. In addition, on a 6, you create a fleeting with significant advantage. You to choose 2 outcomes. The situation de-escalates for now. You and one other flee to safety. You stand steady to protect who matters most to gain a bond with them. You reveal a detail to declare something that is now true about the situation, or you falter in execution but you gain a truth.
I feel like we should de-escalate.
Okay,
Um,
I can see that helping. Tell the trees to calm their tits.
Yeah, I think that just like creating this thing, I feel like too I don't even know if she would know that she's doing it, but she'd probably start like humming a melody like under her breath, like as she's thinking of like what to create. And it's like one of the old songs that her mother would sing to her, and her mother was very much a woodsy, calming person. She probably didn't know what any of the words meant, but maybe it'll calm the forest somewhat. And I think I would like to reveal a detail and declare something that is now true about the situation.
Hit me.
Uh, so we are in a forest right now, and it seems like it will shift on us as we go through it.
Mhm.
I want there to be a pattern to how the shifts happen, so you can basically like if you know that every so often it turns counterclockwise, you can basically count out how to make it through.
I
Like
love it.
there's like a waltz step or something as the path changes.
The path that altered those trees are almost moving within time, matching the song that you are humming. And if you want to lead the way, you're pretty sure you could get everyone through safely.
Yeah, absolutely.
What is our marching order?
Probably Maria in the front, kind of being the point of the spear.
I'll stand beside just kind of to count out how we need to get through.
Probably Quixote on the other side. Next, have someone who's, animal connected more to nature and stuff, but then also acting as a shepherd dog.
You got it.
Inari would be weaving, like between people, like switching back, middle, front, kind of like scoping out the area, because I also wanted to ask if there was any vestige of the power this whole artifact can sense here.
There is an enormous vestige of power here.
That is what she would be looking for, following that sense.
You got it.
Weaving, bobbing, here, there, everywhere.
Wynn can bring up the rear, since I don't know if Data's gonna be comfortable. As we can keep Data in the middle and
Okay.
they can do their research.
You got it. We make our way through the trees, through the cursed forest.
Just time to
Maybe-
get Quixote's back and I'll just read.
Maybe 15, 20 yards in, you're finding that the crunch of snow underfoot is starting to lessen. That the sound of you brushing against trees in your snow suits, that's not making sound anymore. You could even go so far as to clap your hands together. They would make no sound. Are we pressing on?
we have enough to enter the investigation and campfire phase now. With the
do.
added 1D, and we now, did we only have to check one box after that roll, or was it two? Okay, just one. So we have one box buffer before having to immediately go to campfire phase.
I'm interested in doing the campfire phase, especially at a +1. Probably when we do that, I would like to ask about the hidden dangers of the area we're at, and if it seems safe, put in camp.
If it helps,
If you're down.
you are far from safe here, and setting up camp would be a very bad idea.
Okay.
We could do investigative phase though, right?
Once you
Or
go to
is
set
that
up
the
camp,
same? Okay.
But we need to set up camp for that. Okay.
Wait,
At
no. If you catch your breath, you can go directly to investigation phase. You don't have to go to campfire phase. You
Yeah,
can go
that's
around
what I
it.
meant. Either way, you're leaving the action phase to either go camp or investigation.
So what you're saying is either way, it puts you in danger and it's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Okay,
We'd
so
be
it doesn't
taking
matter.
time to investigate.
And they're gonna
You-
catch up to us. Got it.
Also, we all have a condition.
I have 2.
I have 3.
At this
Okay,
moment, you
we're getting
can
out.
either
Wait, hold up. I have a
backtrack
question.
out of the forest and go set up camp, or press on to whatever is in the stone ruins. Yes.
I cannot remember from last game if
Mhm.
we were in a situation before we ended where I could have reset like my gear at the campfire phase. I don't know if I forgot to do that or not.
I mean, yes, you should have, because we set up camp before we plummeted.
Mhm.
But
Okay, I didn't do that, so I have all my gear. Never mind.
yeah, you're fine.
Cool.
Cool.
So,
That's
yeah.
all my. That's it.
We can either fall back, set up camp, and then hope to retry this in the morning, or just press on.
Is there a way? Can I do? Just hypothetically, I'm not actually going to do this until we get a clear idea of if this is an okay idea. If I were to, like, forge the path here, would it make it an easier time to get us to safety?
You wouldn't have to. You could either
Oh
you
shit!
could
My
backtrack
fucking. Hold on.
fine, or you could press forward fine. It's just which do you want to do at the moment?
Whatever. Hoop. You remember those times where you like turn off your mic and you say a bunch of stuff for the plot,
Mhm.
and you say, and that's all you need. Well, my headphones just died. So whatever you just said, I
So
don't know what you said.
You don't have to forge the path. You could either fall back safely, or you can press on. It is up to you just which one you guys want to take. There's no guarantee that whatever's waiting for you in the forest is going to be here tomorrow.
I say we go.
I say
But
we
I'm-
go.
I'm always
There are
We
gonna
have a
bombs.
box buffer. So
Yeah.
like,
You have some room.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay. So we press on, weaving your way through the trees till you come out the other side in a massive clearing. The moment you step through, the scene shifts in a snap from this very pristine, snow-covered stone monument to a blood-soaked dais with multiple bodies strewn over it, all currently actively bleeding onto the ground. But this can't be real. This doesn't make any sense. And from the blood pool that's gathered from all of the bodies, a singular massive figure starts to rise. One blood-soaked claw reaches up, grabs the stone, pulls itself. Another reaches up to grab the other side, pulling itself up out of the stone. Similar to the wolf-headed saints that you've seen, though much larger. Those claw marks that you'd seen in the stonework look like they were from this thing. It stares at you with blood dripping from its snout and its teeth, and it is going to lunge.
All right. With Maria in the front, there's face. No, I know, super hot, so fucking hot. I've been waiting.
No
like,
white fur, soaked crimson.
Hey.
Yeah,
Ooh, I
and
was
it's
gonna say
sec-
something, Mary.
hot. But I
Nope.
am gonna kill this thing.
Well, I want to
And
help kill it.
well, we should kill it together. I want to do the face an enemy move, but before I do
Hey,
that,
euphemism.
I'd like,
Yeah.
um, before I make that monster, chug a monster,
Mhm.
and shotgun a monster, who or what is displaying a weakness I can take advantage of? Is there an advantage I can see in fighting this thing?
On this thing, there
Yeah,
is
like
not.
yeah,
It
no
has no
ankles or...
apparent weakness. It is pure 9 foot tall muscle, white fur, blood soaked, just ravenously hungry look on its face, and it is lunging.
Got any of that dried beef left?
uh, would you like
Um,
to face an enemy, or should I roll to see who it's lunging at?
Could I potentially take control instead?
From this thing, there is no control to be gained.
Yeah.
I want
then
to
I'll
face
just do
the
face.
enemy.
Then we'll just face the enemy.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Absolutely.
I think we're facing that fucking enemy.
Do you know of a weakness or a flaw that they possess?
I sure tried to, but
You
I
sure
did
tried.
not.
Is violence the only way through this?
Sure fucking looks like it, bud. Yeah. Well, I mean, we could run, I guess, but like,
Without any further investigation, I would say that yes, at the moment, violence is the only option. As I drop
right.
all of my dice.
Wait. How many dice is this giving you?
right now I have one. Are you taking the form of a stealthy predator, which there's no opportunity to?
It is
but I would,
lunging at you.
yeah.
If
would-
you let me go first, I can potentially get you a second dice.
Well, I was gonna also have the hunter and duet and have Quixote fight along
Okay.
with me.
Then I could
Also-
get you another dice, though. 3.
Inara, you could just offer assistance.
No, because I want to do my own thing.
Oh, okay, well, never mind then.
Then you go first. I think
Yeah.
then.
I do have an aid, like one aid that I can offer too, with my whatever
Yeah.
stuff.
I would give that to Rose. Because I
I'm
think
just
I'm about
throwing
to
it
have.
out there.
Okay.
That's what I have. I can also
Okay.
throw money at it if we take that.
Yeah. Does it look like a capitalist wolf?
Yeah, how?
Like,
I mean,
how-
it's
Have a top hat.
bloodthirsty.
How's your investment
Mustache.
portfolio, my guy?
Uh,
You ravenous for a bear market?
Okay.
It's
Bull market.
tattooed on its
He's in a
chest. It just
full
says,
suit.
"Fuck capitalism."
Oh, okay.
He's an ally at least.
Ah,
Fucking comrade wolf.
that's what the red blood is for.
That's what just like the red blood that flows through us Soviets. Dostavanya, motherfuckers.
The dead people are all rich.
That's true. Thank God.
Yeah.
The 1% is dwindling. Redistribute the wealth. If I go first, I can use my gear, which is the means to learn the desires of others. So this wolf would
Mhm.
be the weakness. The desire of others, but like me desiring to be a weakness. Basically learn from it. Or using that desire it has to use a weakness, create a weakness. I want to invoke my second dormant change, which is ferocious and vengeful.
Oh, sick.
And then we know, then that would allow me to know its weakness or flaw, and violence is the only answer. And that would also indicate that I am invoking the artifact. So that's another die. So I think that's 4.
Even from under all of this heavy snow gear and jackets and pants and equipment, there is a glow that you can all see. I can
It's
tell
on my
you...
ear.
Oh, it is
It's
in
an
your
earring.
ear.
It's an earring.
Sick.
Your body's starting to glow.
Yeah.
I can
You want me
tell
to describe the change?
I can tell you its desire.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you its desire. We're going to go with what you want to roll, and then after you roll, I'll have you describe everything.
Okay.
Its desire is to die.
Oh, fuck. All right, I can do that.
It is in
No, you-
pain. It's been in pain for a long time.
I'm gonna eat it. Okay. Um. So I'm gonna describe the changes first because they're permanent changes until you make them go away. Same with the
Absolutely.
agile stuff. So for vengeful and uh ferocious, unlike the other one where you didn't physically see anything, limbs elongate and kind of contort into during the change ways they shouldn't. Fingers elongate, toes elongate, claws form at the tips of fingernails, and I would say two sets, like two side by side teeth on the top and bottom form into larger than human canine teeth as this smile just grows and she herself becomes a weapon, a fox-like weapon that is bloodthirsty. Like this smile isn't mischievous or playful anymore. It is hungry. And that is when she would just absolutely take off running towards it. And that's it. Like there's nothing anyone could say or do to get through to her. This is like the fury of the entity, like fully like vibrating inside her, saying she can do this, she can take this on. It's all you, baby. Like, take it out.
There's nothing that can stop us.
Not
There's
a chance.
There's a treasure here. It's guarding it.
So from
It's
our
ours.
perspective, it definitely looks like Inari's about to fuck this monster, right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, Nari's going full feral
Yeah.
goblin.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Great. Is this face an enemy?
Yeah. So that's 1, 2.
Do you know of a weakness or flaw that they possess?
Yes. Yeah, it wants to die.
Would you call that a weakness?
Yes.
It might mean that when this person is fighting, it's leaving itself more open
Mm-hmm.
to attacks.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. That was my mental. Yeah.
Is
I would
violence the
also-
only way through?
Yes.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, if when Inari takes off, Maria's probably going to lunge as well to help.
Absolutely.
So I'll, add a die for me.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. You're up to 5. You're maxed out.
Okay. And then 2 of them are my danger dice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Your spicy no dice.
Spicy no dice. Really good pool build.
Okay. I'm gonna spend one of my own hero points, Hoop. I'm just gonna tell you that right now.
What'd you roll?
A 5, and it was only on my no dice. The rest were 2s and 3s.
5 ones. 5 ones. 5 ones.
No whammies.
That's a 6, a 5, and neither of those are my no dice. So
Love it. On a 6, you hold your ground. Choose 2. There is no holding back. They mark as many conditions as you are willing to mark in return. You get away from them, for now. You provide a golden opportunity for your allies against them. You get through to them in a moment. They'll choose to be merciful or reveal a weakness. Or they reveal a harrowing clue to gain the truth.
Are we about to do a campfire phase?
If you survive.
Or investigation, depends.
I want to provide a golden opportunity,
Mhm.
and sorry.
Marks of conditions, you know you want to.
I really
know
do. I
you
wanted.
want to.
I do want to mark 2 conditions, but I think that's a bad idea because I already have 2.
Do it. Do it.
Don't.
Now you're telling me not to, so I really want to.
I.
No,
Going your
I. They reveal a harrowing clue. Gain 1 truth.
The two of you collide. No one quite getting the upper hand other than this thing just has pure bulk on you. You still are a human frame, elongated into this more vulpine, more predator aspect, but it still towers over you. You aren't giving ground so much as you are dodging and weaving under its blows and its bites. but there's a moment where you just everything kind of slows, and you can see amongst those bodies behind it, one of them has a death grip on a bow as tall as a person, and it gleams amongst all of the blood splattered around it. If there
Cool.
ever was a weakness, there it is.
I also want to point out to everybody, because if you haven't ever looked at a maned wolf or like a lobo, I'm not doing like normal like fox. I love the freakishly long feral little
Yeah,
gremlin
motherfucker.
wolves that lobos are.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of like elongation that I'm going for.
You
And
got it.
then I
Absolutely.
want to kind of like, I know Maria will give everybody else the um verbal cues to go for the bow. That was what you said was like the weakness, right?
Mhm.
But Inari is way too into this like make more blood on this bloodied wolf already, wolfman. So she would. I think that Inari and Maria, from their time back with Storm, would have like this understanding of non-verbal animalistic kind of like behavior, like cues,
Absolutely.
and like it's just like a kind of nod towards it, and then keeps going as a distraction for everybody else to join in to
Absolutely.
get this thing.
I think that it's fair to say the two of you are keeping him occupied.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think
Your turn.
You
I
said
think-
something about shiny objects?
Scrambles.
oh wow, Scrambles is saying hi.
There's a
Hola, mi amor.
nice, big, great bow, as tall as a person.
If they're keeping the wolf occupied, uh, the craftsman sees a shiny object, and that's very hard to ignore. Yeah, I'm gonna run for it, try and grab it.
Yeah. It's getting to it is not the problem. You were able to sprint past this thing, grab the bow. It is heavy. Picking it up, if you're trying to pull that string, it is barely moving with one person pulling it. This thing is meant to be a damn near a siege weapon. So if you have help, then I will be happy to give both of you an attempt to try to pick this thing up, aim it, and fire it.
I'm a little squishy, but I'll help.
Okay. So you'll have an extra dice for this assist. I'm absolutely going to call this face an enemy. Do you know the weakness or flaw that the enemy possesses? We got it.
Shiny bow.
Is violence the only way through this? This may be your first opportunity to answer this question differently. There is an entire scene around you right now with bodies scattered, all bled to death. If you feel like you have time to survey this scene to try to figure out what happened, you certainly can. Otherwise, violence is your only answer.
Does it look like they have time fighting this thing?
At the moment, they're both staying, far enough away. They're evading the blows, but it only takes one, and either of them could be out.
Yeah, I think also with the understanding that this thing might just want to die, because I believe that was one of the questions that were answered. And I think that Ariadne has a very methodical brain, and I think that Dr. Brain is just do no harm, but if harm is being done to this creature, you need to do whatever it takes to end that harm swiftly.
You got it. Then, so 2 from the questions, 1 from the assistants. Are you making up for past mistakes? I think that's your question.
I don't know on this one.
there's just not enough information, I feel.
Yeah, that's my biggest. I don't
So
know.
we'll call it 3 unless you want to spend some gear, some floor,
I
aid.
want it. I'm gonna shoot a syringe into my thigh. Because I think that her prosthetic arm could probably hold it back, but the other arm needing to stop the recoil of anything that would
Mhm.
shoot out and get aim correct, I don't think it's strong enough.
Your
with
Data basically just holding the base of this bow while you're grabbing onto the string, pulling as hard as you can, reaching down to grab a nearby arrow, knocking it in place. Roll your dice.
I would like to use I got a 4,
Mm-hmm.
and it wasn't on my danger die,
Mm-hmm.
but I would like to use a flashback to get it up the next level to the 6.
Yeah. What's your flashback?
Narrate when you first discovered the spark of creation. Describe your simple.
Uh-oh.
I think when Ariadne was younger, she had always had like a fascination with the outdoors, and when she was younger, she always like had those different kits, different science kits, and there was a
Mhm.
day where she had gone out and one of these small birds had fallen from the tree and its wing was just shot. But she was able to basically create a little, almost like a makeshift wing that could help like float through the air,
Prosthetic wing. Yeah, okay.
and like found a way to attach it, and it kind of became her pet bird that stayed with her for a long time. She has like a tattoo of it on her,
Oh.
but that kind of led her to her work and why she does what she does.
So yeah, you're up to a 6. That means you get to choose 2.
All right.
This thing is untouched at the moment. So if you want to start marking conditions, now's your chance.
Yeah.
Okay, if I couldn't mark 2, you can't mark any, Mary. You have 3.
Yeah,
It's
but one of them's
fine.
temporary. So I have 2 I can mark. Yeah, I'm gonna mark 2 conditions.
Okay. What are you marking?
And I don't know how it'll work. I would like to get through to the creature that I'm trying to help them.
Okay.
Whatever way they want. Maybe it is they can choose to be merciful or reveal a weakness.
Okay. So you're marking 2 conditions.
I'm marking 2,
inflict
so
2
now I'm in my
conditions.
shadow self.
Okay. What's your playbook?
I am
The crafter?
the crafter.
Yeah.
Wait, are you about to go into your shadow self?
Yeah. Mary's
Wait,
first
okay,
one into
okay.
shadow self.
Hold up.
Oh,
Hold up. When
shit.
LC wants to do that, everyone's like, no, LC is a bad idea.
It was
No,
episode
LC."
1, and I'm not exactly loving it either.
I was gonna go do it now, and everyone's like, don't do that, LC. And now Mary's over here. Mary gets to go a little ape shit. That's fair, though. Mary never gets to go a little ape shit.
Let's let Mary go a little ape shit.
As a treat, Mary, you can go ape shit in my place. I am so excited. I've never seen you go ape shit. I'm really excited, actually.
Appreciated.
When you fall
Look,
into your
look,
shadow self,
Moss gets the possessive stalker boyfriend, and you get to go apeshit. I'm redistributing the wealth. Look at me, no longer part
You're
of the
sh-
1% of problematic faves.
Wow, look at you. There's growth. That's great.
It's character growth. Look at that
Yeah.
hoop.
when you fall into
Amazing.
your shadow self, the world is in chaos and rapidly spiraling out of control, but you will not let that happen. Everyone is a problem to be fixed. Only you know the answer. While you're in your shadow self, you gain an additional shadow question. Are you trying to do too much? You may only mark shadow conditions while in your shadow self and cannot mark normal conditions. To escape your shadow self, you must ask someone, how is who I am enough for you? If they convince you and let you take control of the situation, you gain a bond with them and you return to your normal self. What does this look like as you start pulling back the bow? I feel like it even starts to slip for a moment where your muscles are giving out and then it's just fully reeling back.
There, Ariadne has always been very precise to a point of like the aspect. There's nothing that isn't control about her. But there is a sense of whimsy usually to her. She's always trying to figure out how something works, but almost like in a playful manner. This is different, where it's almost as like this invention that she worked so hard on is just like pumping through her veins, up through her neck. You see almost like this black ichor grow. She usually doesn't wear short sleeve shirts at all, but you just see this come up to her neck, and it's almost like she is zeroed in, like the only thing that is keeping her mind where it needs to be is fixing one action to the next. It is almost like a roboticness to her. She's always come off as aloof, but this is like the love and personality that there are hints of every now and then has just been taken away.
Yeah. Any second thoughts or concerns of maybe we're not doing the right thing, maybe we don't need to kill this thing, out the window, that bow is pulled back, that arrow is loosed. The two of you are still evading this thing's claws, even though there are so many close shaves where that claw slams down an inch from you. And then you were both just splattered in crimson as there is just a massive bolt now just sticking out of its chest. It's still standing, however. It is going to let out this thunderous roar, shaking the ground and the trees, and just lean forward with its massive jaws widening beyond what it should be able to do towards the two of you, trying to snap down. What would you like to do? I would certainly take a defy death. I would take a face enemy at a penalty, however. Nari, Maria, would either of you like to do anything?
Okay.
Can I take 2 conditions to inflict a condition on it, or do I have to roll again?
You'd have to roll face the enemy at a penalty.
What's the penalty? Like another dark die?
One less dice.
Or do I still get my 5
would I?
dice?
You know the weakness. At the moment, violence seems to be the only way through. I'm sure you have assistance from Maria.
Mm-hmm.
That would be 3 for Maria too. So I did it last time. I want Rose to roll. I don't want to face the enemy again. That's not fair.
I was going to face the enemy, and if I can do that with the same, I will have Quixote,
So 4.
which should get me to 4. Um, I what can I use? Uh, I have bonds with Inari, but I don't have bonds with anyone else. If Inari is fighting with me, can I use a bond to hit a
Absolutely,
5?
you can.
Yeah.
Cool. I'd like to use that then. Specifically the bond that Inari at one point was the person who calmed Maria down. So that's the bond she's going to use, seeing them go fully apeshit.
And just the difficulty of the situation will drop it back down to 4.
Oh, okay, cool.
How many conditions do you have? 1?
I have 2.
Just...
2 shadow selves.
No, 2 for 2 would not push over the edge.
We'll see.
If
Good
4.
roll.
All right. Okay. Before I roll, I need to do. Okay. I'm going to roll them in 2 separate hands. So I'll roll the normal ones first. A 1 and a 6 on the normal dice. So let's see what the hunger dice are. 2 and a 5.
So 6 is your highest.
Yes, I could spend a flashback to put a hunger die up to 6 and then make it a triumph. And hopefully just kill this thing dead. Oh, that's good though. That's a really good flashback. I think I would like to do that. The
Go for
triumph
it.
is your senses deepen and all obstacles fall away from your perception, and I gain a map.
And then you
The
have the
flash-
6.
2 6s.
Right. So you have the 6 result, but you also get the triumph result.
Yes. The narration is narrate when you were first made to feel like prey. Name and describe who or what hunted you. And for this one, I think we see a flashback as the camera gets coated in crimson blood of a scene where there's just howling and screams and gunfire, and it is again a much younger Maria, no scars on her face, a little older Quixote now, and it is just there's this look of panic and a fear that you can tell is someone's like first brush with death. And we see Maria being pinned down on the ground as there is a rival storm agent in one of their fucked up trials. We're killing ourselves essentially. We're fighting each other in a battle royale. Whoever survives gets to graduate. Maria is down, bleeding. What looks like is about to be her last breath. The wolf comes in and charges from the side and takes a huge, nasty hit, getting thrown to the ground as he whimpers. And in that moment of hesitation, that's where Maria actually kills this person. And that's her first blood. And I think we come back on the scene, and it's probably Maria and Inari just ripping this thing to shreds with her machete and everything. And it doesn't stop when the body stops.
The 2 of you reel back with your weapons as everything slows to a crawl. I'm going to call on a flashback of the artifact of the Warhorn. It is the first century CE, and the Warhorn is used, fending off Roman conquest, triggering a ruinous avalanche that buries not only the Roman soldiers, but the villages and innocents in its path. The terrible power that was unleashed hunts the remaining Roman soldiers, dragging them one by one into the darkness, all gnashing teeth and bloodied claws. The Warhorn is hidden once more, deemed too costly to ever be used by anyone again. And the two of you simultaneously strike down into this thing, and there's this pulse. It feels like the snow stops falling, your adrenaline quickly fades, that looming threat from the trees stops. They become just trees. That scene in front of you and that stone dais shifts to multiple figures, all of these taller than average male figures dressed in attire that you know hasn't been worn for, I mean, recorded history, with writing and symbology that predates anything we know about this area. To see a young woman being dragged up to the altar, thrown down on it, and chanting starting to occur. A blade is produced and raised up above the young woman, and there is a splatter of blood. But it's not from the dagger. One of the young woman's hands gets free, turns into a massive claw, rips up the man. The other arm gets free. Fur starts to cover her body as she doubles, triples in size, and rips them apart. One tries to get the bow, tries to pull it back to take the shot, but is skewered by one massive paw and then thrown to the ground. And in that vision, she just looks at you. No longer a look of hunger or bloodlust, but of exhaustion, of fear, of just wanting this to be over. And then it all fades.
Hope you can sleep now. I think Maria looks around at the carnage and the everything and just wipes the blood off after she's had the adrenaline and just like kind of slumps down onto the body, like just resting on it, like putting her head back as blood drips down, trying to catch her breath. I'm gonna bury her or burn her. I don't know.
Are you sure we have time for that? I mean, really, it's
We're gonna rest.
fine.
You can do what you want. I think there's an exhausted look to Ariadne as like this would be a moment that a stronger, better, less exhausted leader would step aside and be like, I'm here to help you out. But I think after that battle, after everything, and specifically after that vision and the flashback, she's just like instead just gonna take Quixote and find soft ground and start digging. But if this is a are there any hidden dangers that lurk nearby before we set up camp? Okay.
This is a safe place to set up camp if you'd like to do so.
Yeah. I think there's so much even like fogging her head that even like looking at Inari, it's like this weird. Is this the first time that you've ever grown the claws, or has this form shifted before?
I would say you've probably seen it
I was gonna say, like, her scars, did it come in that
Yeah.
farm?
Yeah.
I think she just looks and doesn't say anything. Like and just carries the body with Quixote and follows and goes to find soft ground near camp, not like going away anywhere, like still relative safety, but just not acknowledging that.
Yeah, she looks pretty fucked up. Like it's Sen covered in blood in Princess Mononoke, but like tenfold, like literally whole freaking face, like because she used her like teeth too
Yeah.
to like destroy this thing. Like her whole body is just like splattered, face splattered. She does not look sane.
And I think there's like it's not a look of judgment and it's not a look of disappointment, but it's a look of I'm sorry we had to get there. It's like a sad we had to do this again. And it's almost like she feels like a failure for this having to happen again. Whether Inari thinks that, I don't. But that's what Maria is feeling inside.
Inari feels great.
The spirit would draw your predatory-like attention to Ariadne. Who has, at the moment, not one, but two artifacts of great power. And sorry, we're going to jump to a quick break real quick, just give us a few minutes, and I will be right back.
Sounds good.
And welcome back. Gremlins evaded. We are good to go. So yeah, Inari, the spirit inside you is drawing your attention to the fact that Ariadne has not one but two artifacts of great power currently in their possession. Artifacts that you could have, that could be yours. You've already killed once today. What would stop you from doing it again?
Because I need her.
Do you?
Yeah.
You're
I'm
so
not that
strong.
smart. I'm not smart.
You're so strong and fast.
I can't even parallel park.
capable.
God damn it.
I'm sorry, Hope.
There's nothing any of these people can do that you can't.
I don't think I can. Okay, I know. I'm pretty great. I do know that. I know we're pretty great. I am not good with crafting things, creating things. I am not that smart. I can bullshit a lot of things, but I feel like if I tried to do half the stuff she does, I would get killed. And that's a fact.
Are you denying the artifact?
Yeah, I'm not gonna kill my friend.
I need you to mark the condition.
Okay.
It screams in your head. You can't let them do this. Those artifacts belong to us.
These artifacts belong to the people who were helping. None of it is ours.
You would all clearly see Inari let out, start to wince in pain, and then let out an actual howl and start just fighting against.
Foxes scream, actually.
Do they?
Mhm.
Then even worse, an actual pained death scream.
Maria drops everything. And I think it's the second there's a scream, it's Quixote and Maria moving at the same time and like just sliding in to like hold and try and like figure out like, hey, what's going, like even through the screaming, just like trying to pierce through the spirit and like getting the focus, like get eyes on me, look, here's Quixote, like probably Quixote's even like giving kisses to like try and get back.
The eyes are
Um,
very much glossed over. There's still a very hungry grin.
It's all good, Smiley. It's all good. We're gonna be fine. Just keep breathing. And it's campfire moves.
Are we in
10
campfire
wounds,
phase?
10 wounds.
You are not yet in the campfire phase.
Oh shit.
Inari,
Uh,
I'm gonna ask you what price you want to pay here. You can mark a condition. You can mark a condition to an adjacent friend, or you can heed the artifact.
Or I can heat it?
Yeah, do what it wants.
Where is this in my playbook?
It's not.
Hey, what?
I have 2 conditions. If you want to give me one, I have.
Which ones do you
space.
have?
I have.
I only have one condition,
I only have one as well.
Okay.
and I just have wounded.
Same.
I have merciless and wounded, so obsessed and fatigued are the remaining.
What are your other two? Karish
Mine
and oh my god, it is.
are fearful, doubtful, and weakened.
I have angry, ashamed, and exhausted.
I want to make Edwina ashamed.
Nice.
I don't actually feel like that's hard to do at the moment.
Exactly.
I feel like there's a moment, Edwina, please, if you have an idea for this, but I have an idea I want to throw at you.
Go for
That
it.
watching this whole scene take place, this is the kind of thing that your family would have uncovered, and history that would have just been desecrated, lost to all time, lost to culture. And there's a moment where you have to wonder how many times people acting under your last name destroyed history like this. How much your family is responsible for.
Can I flavor this hoop as to
Please.
why I make her
Please.
ashamed? How close are you to me?
When you're freaking out and everything, she probably stepped closer, but is looking outward to make sure that the noise you're making is not calling anyone else to us. So
Okay.
couple
Okay.
feet.
So after that blood curdling scream, which I believe it's foxes that sound like a woman is being murdered when they scream, and that's what it sounds like. She it's heavy panting for a few seconds before she just stops, stands up, kind of pushes Maria away, kind of almost saunters to Edwina. And then you don't, in a blink of an eye, that agility that was already activated gets her there in a blip, almost in the blink of an eye. She's in front of you. One bloody claw, not to scrape across the face, but just to drag it from your cheek down, and said, "Doesn't this feel familiar?" And it's not her, it's her voice, but it's not her voice.
Yeah. Wynn is just shooketh. She's kind of paralyzed by this. There's the being ashamed of fuck, my family has done, desecrated this would be wiped off, blah blah blah. But there's also just she herself has not been involved in that, or at least not super directly. And she's not been exposed to this kind of violence super directly. So having her companion approach her like this, and in this state, doing that to her, she's just she freezes, which is a little unlike her.
I would like to take control. And when Inari does that, stand in between the two of them and try to get Inari to back off.
I wouldn't even make you roll. The things
Uh,
are starting to. I mean, they're tense. They're coming to a head, but it's like, it's like a flare that was lit that is burning so bright you can only, it can only burn for a moment. It is a white hot fire that is burning itself to death as that moment is shared between the two, and then it's gone, and you are freely able to step in between.
She didn't linger too long. It was more like across like here down, across like the upper chest, and then just like one finger over the shoulder line, like,
As
Your
this is
your two forms, your agility and your bestial form, would fade.
as everything was happening, not Anarika, that's not my character name. Ariadne probably found a log, pulled out like a package of popcorn, and has just been eating it and watching everything unfold. That like normally she would step in. She's just almost like watching it, like, ooh, what's gonna happen? Like chain reaction. It is unlike her normal behavior.
Opening your pack to look for any kind of snack or anything, that frozen block of jewelry and collarbones has melted itself, and you'd see a singular crimson gemstone, a deep and shifting red. It is warm, almost hot to the touch, and glows with a malicious, hungry haze.
Ariadne kind of pulls the collarbone out, tosses it into the woods, and is kind of looking over the gem very inquisitively.
It feels good. It feels powerful. It's a feeling that people could get addicted to. But at the moment, at least, everything seems to calm down. Is there anything anyone would like to do before we set up camp? Because you all are looking pretty damn beat up.
if there's time, I think would especially turn to Win and take out like either cut off a bit of her own clothing or have like some sort of like gauze and just wipe her face and go, "You want to talk? I gotta bury this thing, but let's talk after, okay?" If you want.
To Edwina.
To Edwina.
Yeah, I'll obviously be around. Yeah, that's fine.
We are ending at 4 pips, which means that you have promising results, +1 dice to all campfire or inspection moves that you take. The sun does seem to be setting at a rapid rate, so getting a fire started, setting up some lean-tos, probably be a good idea. Anyone have any campfire moves you'd like to do?
I feel like since Data was there helping with the bow, probably pretty concerned for how Ariadne's acting is. Emotionally.
Mm-hmm. To attend to some
Some
emotional
therapy
wounds.
time. Do some shadow work.
Well, Ariadne, would you like to ask your question? Or does this shadow self feel kind of good? Do we want to just relish in this for a little bit?
I think it feels kind of good for her.
Yeah. We'll just we'll just hang out. We'll just have a silly, goofy little time and just stay in our shadow self.
She's not gotten to the point yet where she's. I feel like there has been moments in this, from the last time into this one, where she's just felt utterly helpless, and she's felt like that for a very long time. And it's been a long time since she's had to use her invention, and it feels pretty good.
Yeah. You feel strong, you feel capable, you don't feel like anyone's looking at you like you shouldn't be here. Like no one's questioning your your efficacy in the team just because you have one replaced limb. That no one's gonna doubt you anymore. But Data, I have some questions for you.
Mm-hmm.
Do they tell you what care that they'll hope you give them?
It looks like they don't want any.
Ariadne, are you being vocal about what care you're hoping to get it, or what care you need even at the moment?
I don't think so. One of the conditions she has right now is guarded.
Mhm.
So, I don't think she would be sharing right now.
Are either of you being vulnerable at this moment? I think it's a solid no from Ariadne.
Yeah, it's a solid no for Ariadne.
I'm trying to think of how Data could be, but there were distractions in my location during the time that it happened, so I'm just like, oh, dude, can't
I
tell a story.
I could
to
see
relate.
it being like very methodical, very scientific. Of hey, I noticed that you're expressing this emotion, this emotion. It looks like you might be in a state of shock. I'm here to help you. Let me help you, kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah. Also, like, there was falling and stuff.
Yeah, y'all fell like half mile.
You were wearing a corpse backpack. that that seems traumatic. You good?
And what's your playbook question?
Mine is, are you seeking the hidden truth?
Do you feel like you're seeking the hidden truth at the moment?
Could apply. I mean, she's guarding her emotions.
You're seeking Ariadne's
Fast.
hidden truth.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll give it to you. So you have 2 dice.
Cool.
None of them have to be spicy no dice.
Got a 4 and a 1.
This time of care brings you closer. The PC that you're tending to clears up to 2 conditions, and you gain a bond with them. And I'll let you describe this scene as much as you want to describe it as you were sitting down to help Ariadne.
Yeah, so you fell and stuff. You had a corpse backpack.
Yes,
Yeah.
minor miscalculation.
I mean, but how are you feeling about that?
Fine. I don't think I understand what you're trying
I
to
mean,
ask.
I feel like it normally somebody's gonna feel something about having a corpse as a backpack for a bit.
It was just an inanimate object, and there's nothing left in there. I mean,
Clavicle.
it's a lot of calcium, I guess.
It was frozen, so like
Yeah, and I'm
this is
actually
probably a little fleshy.
sure. I mean, it'll be nice for the birds and whatever to have a snack later, I guess. Circle life and all. Did find this though very intriguing.
Mhm. Intriguing how?
It just, I mean, you can't feel it.
I mean, I'm not holding it.
Oh. She'll hold it out like in the palm of her hand to show.
I'm gonna reach out to touch it. If I feel something before I touch it, might hesitate. So.
It feels warm even as your hand is getting close to it.
It's like a pocket hand warming chip.
Could be. I haven't been able to really mess with it a ton, but there could be many uses we could use out here. I mean, keep running into all sorts of ice and the like, and
Intuition question: what have my studies told me about what I'm observing?
I would say that you have to hold it before I can answer that question.
Will Ariadne let me hold it?
she'll let you hold it, but will get a little antsy if it's like for a very, very long
Okay.
amount of time.
Yeah, so I'll grab it for a few seconds.
This feels like a well of memories. None of them good. And it wants a memory from you to add to its repertoire. I need an awful, painful memory from Data.
So many to choose from. I think it would be the moment that they realized that the group they had joined was awful.
The moment that
For-
Storm truly showed their face.
Like the for someone who seeks the truth in everything, to find out that that truth was being wielded harmfully
Absolutely.
was soul crushing.
That moment of pulling up the database that you'd taken weeks to finally crack into just because you were so curious what they were hiding from you, only to find all of your research causing who knows how many deaths, how much destruction, all of it tied back to what you had given them. Absolutely. And the gem eats that memory. It gets a little warmer.
Does the gem change a little bit, like from sight at all, as this happens?
There might be a very small change to the haze for a moment, where it seems like Data just added something to it, and it hungrily ate it, and now just seems content.
Fascinating. What just happened?
Did I lose that memory?
Oh, it's still there.
Okay.
It's now
Okay.
just in the forefront of your mind.
I just I remembered the moment I realized who Storm was. What Storm did with my research. And then it got warmer.
Oh. Very intriguing. There could be a lot of things to do with that, especially if it could draw out information. That's a lot of uses there.
It felt like it ate it in a way I don't know how to explain. I don't know if it's a good thing it got that. I don't know if it can be used for therapy, or
Memory
torture.
is used as fuel.
What's it fueling?
I don't know, but the mind is an interesting place that holds untold truths. I never thought that something like that could power some. She just starts writing notes.
So going back to my
Furiously.
intuition test, has anything in my studies told me anything that would tell me about what this gym is doing?
There are devices like this throughout history. They are typically used to, like she said, gather information. They could almost be used as torture devices, but there's that aspect where people that want to dwell in those moments would be drawn to something like this and would lose themselves to it until their demise.
It's like a depressant gym.
Yeah.
It's like 2 bottles of whiskey in crystallized form. I think it feels dangerous.
Exhilarating too. Oh, there's just so much we could do.
I don't know how much good we could do with it though. It's just gonna make people dwell in their sadness.
Sure, I guess that's a minor setback, but I mean, it could also get information that you would never know, or someone would never reveal. I mean, the opportunities here are endless. Thank you so much for your help. I really appreciate this talk. We should do it again sometime. We can figure out all these things.
When I hand it back to Ariadne, does it bring up anything for her?
No.
It's not
rude.
hungry anymore.
God damn.
She kind of like throws it up in the air and catches it like in like a playful way that is just off-putting enough to like there's like weird horror music in the background.
Okay.
So did you lose any condition? It says you can clear up to 2
Sure.
conditions.
If you want to, you don't have to.
Does it take me out of the shadow self?
No, there's only one way out of your shadow self.
Okay, I'll remove 2 conditions.
You got it. Any other campfire moves?
I would like to tend to some emotional wounds. And I would like to talk to Edwina about what just happened there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's not a share the meal move, but I think I'd like it to be like around a campfire, probably while Inari's doing whatever she's doing, like probably like sharing a meal, even though we're not actually sharing a meal. We're just like talking. It will be tea or coffee.
Yeah. I mean,
Quixote
we
is
can
there.
absolutely do the share a
Consider
meal
shotgunning hot
move.
monsters.
I do I want to? I would rather do the 10 emotional wounds one. I just wanted to flavor it as a share, as we're sharing a meal.
All good.
Yeah.
Does Edwina tell you what care that they hope they'll receive?
Do you?
Probably not, like, because I don't think she knows what care she's hoping to receive.
Are either of you being vulnerable?
Maria will be. Specifically, she's going to say, I've been on the brunt of what you just felt. And I don't know that it's a secret from the team, but she will especially like point to her scars and try to offer a moment of solidarity in saying like, it's not all them. And it doesn't make it better, but I want to be here for you to be able to process that and get us to figure out how to move forward, or at least just, I don't know, fucking talk about it. It's you don't sit on that shit.
Well, I think you got one dice.
Yeah, okay. Do hunger dice? Well, fuck it. I'm
Nope,
not
no
sure.
hungry dice. No hungry, no dice.
No hungry dice. Okay. I was like, can Quixote help me here? No, he's just there to chill. I rolled a 4.
A 4. Each PC chooses one. You draw on your past together, choose one PC, and they describe a story you share for all to hear. You gain a bond with them, or you relax and open up, revealing something vulnerable to clear a condition. You can choose something different.
I think those are share a move.
Oh, that is
share
share
meal
meal.
moves.
Yeah. The PC clears up to 2 conditions, and you gain a bond with them.
If an ally, you gain 2 bonds. Oh wait, but we're not an ally. We're PC.
No.
Duh.
Oh, that's right.
We are allies, but not like the
Not
allies.
those allies.
Yeah, not those
Uh,
allies.
Well then, Edwina, as you were clearing your conditions, any response you would have to that?
It wasn't fully what Inari did. That took me back. Yes, it was shocking. But it was more of knowing that if I had been with other people, that if I was here with not you and this group, but if my family had been here, if I'd come across this with my family, then there wouldn't be anything left. And not just because we had to defend ourselves against the vicious wolf or whatever, but because they like to take what is theirs and damned to anyone else who it used to belong to or anyone else who comes behind.
Edwina, we all, and I'm not trying to say this as a way to minimize what you went through, but as a solidarity reminder, we all were with Storm. We have all done terrible things and destroyed countless artifacts, treasures. Just because you're related by blood doesn't mean that you are directly responsible for anything that they've done. And I don't think that it's entirely true to say that you would destroy this if you were with them. Because you're with us now. You've rebelled. And we're trying to make things better.
Have you ever walked into a town, a village, and introduced yourself, and you see the look of horror on people's faces because they recognize your last name? Because your family came and did something so unspeakably bad to them that they remember it for generations. It's not just because, oh, my mom and dad were bad people. No. It was my family has been treasure hunters, and I use that term extremely loosely, for generations. In fact, my name, Edwina, comes from Edwin, which was the first one who went out and got ill-got gains. Even the first village that we went to, where we met, my family's been there. I've heard stories of what they've done there. It's a little bit different being forced into a life, into an organization that you are made to do bad things than when you are born into a family and you are expected to carry on this legacy of doing what they want you to do. It's like, oh, well, you're one of us. You're an Ashmore. You're supposed to go out and get more treasures and get more power. And who the fuck thinks that they can stand in our way?
You do. And me. And Data, Nariadne, Inari, and Quixote. You've already done it. I hear you, and I'm not trying to take any stain away from your what motivates you to do better. But you are. That's what makes you different. That's what makes us different. And then she gives her a hug. And just a really tight, like, a hug. And then after the squeeze says, now that's enough physical affection from me. You don't tell
Edwina
anyone.
is absolutely like a bored getting the hug. She does not return the hug. She's
No,
like,
absolutely. I wouldn't expect it. I think Quixote's tail wags a little bit, and she just says, everywhere that saw me in a storm uniform knew that at best they were going to be subjugated, and at worst I was coming to end their life. There are towns I go to that no longer exist because of the things that I've done. I understand what it's like to have the skeletons in the closet we all do. And I'm not trying to make it better, but I am saying that I see you doing different, and you can share it with us. Don't get in your head.
thank
You gonna finish that, nerd? And like grabs like some food and starts like eating off of it.
That was a salt block. Oh, never mind, you can-
And more salt. Maria,
Electrolytes.
yeah, Maria's on spironolactones and she needs salt.
All right. Any other campfire moves? I feel like someone should probably do our breaker specific move.
Oh shit.
Which, Ariadne, if that's what you would like to do for your move, that would make sense.
Sure. Is that the hone the truth?
Yeah, that's where you basically choose someone and you go like full ADHD mode, and you're like, "These are my thoughts. This is my theory, a
I
game
think that's
theory."
what we did. No, we didn't do that last time, but Data and I think did that last time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, shared breakthrough. You
I found it.
describe your theory, how the conspiracy is manipulating events from the shadows, and you ask another PC if they agree with you. So, how do you think Storm is currently manipulating the current series of events?
Okay, so looking at the data, and I think looking at all the different items, like she's probably has notes sprawled out in a circle around her as the evening has worn on. And she'll probably, if Anari is wandering around camp, she'll be like, come here a second.
Stares at the gem.
And then she will definitely say, okay, so I've been thinking about how things are happening. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And we know about all these, like this different order of the wolf and things, and
Mhm.
whatever they call themselves. I'm excited to find that out. But I've been thinking about how they could use this, and obviously they've stolen some of my ideas, but it's fallible is the biggest problem with the super soldier program. You can't inject it more than so many times without having very big problems. We don't need to get into that.
Mhm. Mhm.
If this is a way to transform them into something, or even if there's some sort of weapon, we don't know what this red plague is, whether it's some sort of bioweapon. Is it just a mind control, makes people go crazy and kill each other? But
Mhm.
all in all,
Yeah.
great for a super soldier.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I think they're trying to find whatever the key is, or transformation of some sort, or I don't
Storm.
know. Yes, Storm. The people that just ruined that beautiful architecture. It's a shame. Really.
Yeah. 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 Okay. 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 That does sound like some storm shit. Yeah. 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 Mhm.
So if they agree with you, and they say why, you both get a bond with each other. If
I
you
agree with
disagree,
you.
then you say why, and you both get XP.
I agree with you. Because I don't know what you said.
It's just ADHD rambling and yep.
Yeah, you
Mhm.
sound super smart. It sounded super smart because you're
That's
British.
exactly.
and
That's
yes.
it. It's like me in my head. I was paying attention to what you were saying, and my thoughts are more like, how can I get my hands on those artifacts? Though. Oh shit! She just asked me if I agree with her. I'm just gonna say yeah.
Yes. Telling the scientist with an ego problem that she's right.
It's just like the whole
Greatest
time it's
way
just
to
like
get to
agreeing.
the artifact.
Every step of the way, it's nodding. It's like looks super interested. Yeah, Oh yeah, super soldier, right? Who? Storm? Oh, yeah, definitely some storm shit. Okay, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
You're onto something there. You got it.
All right.
Nice.
So you both get a bond with each other, and you can
Forgot who I
choose
have
an
bonds with.
investigation move to do. Which probably you want to do reach the tomb. That is the one that you're typically going to want to do.
Yes. Where is the investigation moves?
If you scroll down on the move reference sheet,
I think it's page 5.
yeah. So we have so far we studied the stories. We found irrefutable evidence. We secured a pass, or we prepared to explore the first tomb. So we have securing a path to the final tomb and addressing ancient defenses left.
Okay. And and that is different from Hone the Truth. Hone the Truth is where you combine stuff.
Yeah,
right?
you can
And it gives
combine
you
maps and lore to give you truth, or Aiden lore to give you truth, or two lores to give you truth.
Yeah, this is where we spend our truth.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got one from the preacher thing. Werewolf lady we killed. I got 2 because I didn't tell you guys about it. Pretend I told you guys about it.
And just so so there was the werewolf sacrifice,
Mhm.
where she killed everybody,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
then there was the
Jawbone.
jawbone.
Didn't I also get an extra truth during that fight? Before we took her down, I exchanged it, and the 2, I made an advantage, and I got a truth.
Oh,
I should
did you?
have. Mhm.
Oh, that
Those are the 2 I picked. Yeah.
I didn't catch that then.
Nice.
On her body, the body of the giant werewolf creature that reverted in size once killed, Around the neck was a crucifix necklace inlaid with rubies that pulsed with dark crimson sheen.
That's a vampire necklace.
So yeah, any other campfire moves?
So we need to do the reach the tomb bit.
Yeah, so
for
you still have
the-
to do secure a path to the final tomb and address ancient defenses, which we haven't really come up to the ancient defenses, so probably secure a path to the final tomb.
Makes sense.
All right. Combining all of your maps and like looking at where you know that Storm has been through and where they were lobbing artillery, you have a good idea of where they're headed, so you probably know where you need to go.
Hmm.
If we wanted to connect, because is this where you connect the truth to the facet?
Yes.
Okay, sorry, my
You're
brain
all
is
good. There's
Yeah,
a
no.
thousand different
You-
things to remember.
You're doing
you
phenomenal,
have, you know more than I do.
Because one way we could do the secure the path to the final tomb is if there were in that vision that you got, Inari, of the woman being sacrificed, if there are visual markers and cues that could lead us to
Ooh,
where
yes.
we need to go
Yes, I love it.
as an idea. But
All right. Then,
It's banking on me to remember all the visual cues.
Did we share that vision of the sacrifice?
it was a shared vision amongst all
Yeah.
of you.
So cool. Oh, cool.
It sounds like that's it for campfire moves, other than one,
Mm-hmm. Mine.
yours.
Okay.
Oh, well,
Even
real
though-
quick.
Yes.
We for the reaching the tomb thing, you get one trouble and we get a brief glimpse of the nemesis.
Oh yeah, I got you.
Okay.
We have a small little detour scene to take place.
Oh.
Fine. I just want to see our nemesis.
I know.
Yeah,
I wanna
there's
see
Is
how
our
hot
nemesis
they are.
hot?
They are.
Yes, they're hot, but they're colonizers, so we can't kiss them.
It's true.
Is this the one that's obsessed with me?
Oh God, I hope so.
Me too. Kind of
Um,
hoping.
So LC,
Mhm.
Inari's not home right now.
Mm-mm.
While the others set up camp and get some rest, and of course you do your watches to make sure nothing sneaks up on you. What would you like to do during your watch?
So, I don't know how much people pay attention to the tattoos that Inari has, but when you're all asleep and it's just them awake, I guess is the proper pronouns to use right now. They're shifting, and it's telling a different story. Her tattoos normally, I mean, I don't even think she remembers at this point what the tattoos are. But they used to just be various Japanese lore in the traditional style, different stories, different traditions, different symbolism. But this time it tells a different story of a old fox spirit that likes to play tricks. And they have 4 friends. And those 4 friends each have something that they want. But if they take it, they'll know it's gone. But if I can't have it, then maybe you shouldn't either. So in each one of your bags, your persons, your areas in which you are currently sleeping next to your dog, or, you know, your personal items, they're not personal anymore, they're mine. And I'm gonna break them. So from each one of yours, I think you might need to pick one gear that may not work the way it usually does anymore.
Fuck.
One item is marked off for the following day.
I have an unpredictable fragment of a mystic artifact. By that logic, does that mean it's now predictable?
It is now an unpredictable fragment of a mundane object.
Upsetting.
Oh no, my cash. I can't use my cash tomorrow.
All of your money.
I pocketed your cash.
Oh no!
It's ripped to shreds, used as confetti. But
I-
yeah, you each get to choose an item that you just don't get to use tomorrow.
That's fucking awesome. I feel like the fox spirit would pick the shiniest thing, which is probably
Makes sense.
the means to distract the prey, the sparkly things.
Mhm.
And also because Inari or the fox spirit knows that if they touch the machetes, they would be dead. Either by Maria killing them or by Maria not being able to use her fucking machetes.
Makes sense.
Makes sense, yeah.
Well, with that in mind, we wake in the morning for all of you to find that your shit's been tampered with. Inari, what piece of your gear doesn't work?
I didn't fuck with my own gear. That was not part of the deal.
No trickster worth half their salt would let you go unpranked as well.
Wow. Alright. Let's go with a weapon marked by the soul artifact's desires.
You got it. I don't even think it's sabotage so much as the weapon's just drained of any mythical energy. It's just a hunk of metal now.
Yeah. That tracks.
But everyone waking up the following morning to find your shit's been tampered with. I feel like since that feels like a whole can of worms that we're about to open, that we should probably put a pin in it here. Thank you all so much for playing this game, for coming to help me tell this story. You have been an amazing cast. Thank you to everyone that came out to watch us and
I'm
support
sorry,
us.
where's our glimpse of the nemesis?
Oh,
Yeah.
thank
We
you.
gotta.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be an epilogue. Okay.
Well, that's what I was planning, but if
Oh,
you,
There
if
we
you
go.
want it
Hoop.
now,
There you go.
if you want it now,
We always want it now.
Yeah.
as you are all awakening to find that your shit has been tampered with, there would be two figures. One currently with the headset on, listening to a planted bug device on one of you, overhearing all of these conversations, taking notes about people, places, things, objects, weapons, any kind of detail that they can overhear. The individual has a half shaved head. The other half is just this fire engine red hair that flows down about to the shoulder length. Very feminine appearance. Is surrounded by an entire tech station out here in the mountains with satellites, antennas connected to various satellites. And a figure stands above them, arms folded, clearly impatient. But Elliot Wuffend looks down. Where do you think they are going next? The figure not looking back. Well, if I can send them a few breadcrumbs, I think I can get them right where we want them. Good. Keep it up. And Elliot will turn, pull out a long-barreled rifle, and just start trekking up into the mountains.
I'm gonna kill that bitch. I'm gonna kill that bitch and kick his dog. Kill that bitch. That dog is mine.
Now, thank you all so much for being here. You've been an amazing cast tonight. It was so much fun. I want to go around, let everyone tell you who they are, where you can find them, and then we will get out of your hair and let everyone get to bed. We'll go left, right, top to bottom as we do, which means that we are starting with LC.
It's so weird to start with me. I'm so used to starting with who is it, Tay?
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, and then Mary, and then me. But I'm LC. I'm optimistic about all social media. I use she, they pronouns. I played Inari, your little trickster, little shit. I was offered a deal to clear all 3 of my conditions. So if I just fucked with our stuff,
Yeah.
it's fine.
It was
We
a good
won't need
deal.
it.
What's the worst that
Thanks.
could
He
happen?
was only going to give me 2. And then I said, no, this is going to screw me over tomorrow. Like, no.
That's why I sabotage one of your things too.
Shut the fuck up. Anyways, where can you find me in the next coming weeks? I will be on Monday, the 26th, on High Shelf Collective for their Fallout game. I have implant with Moss. I have implanted faking Killian Murphy. I did nothing wrong. It was a slip of the tongue, and then they all ran with it. So don't put this one on me. This is not me. I don't know. I'm playing a Vesper, I think, because I thought when Kian played it, it was cool. So I want to play a Vesper. Also, because you get voices in your head. It's a trend. What do I got to do? I don't know. On the 27th, you can find Mary and I, and Mary can talk more about her character on The Walking Dead for our final episode. It was supposed to be 2 episodes, now it's 3. I got to roll a dice at the beginning of Masks, and I rolled a 1, and that meant I only took 1 day to recover. So best possible scenario, worst possible dice roll. That's over on here. And then, as usual, you can find me here every other Monday for Hell's Gate. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
We're
I
having
don't
a
have
time
words.
over there.
I don't know who I'm playing on that game anymore, and I don't know who I'm playing on the day after either, apparently. Where you can find me on the 3rd over on Entropy Emporium, where I play the cutest little bean in the world who's never done anything wrong in her life. But say that to the 2 city blocks. I play Ellie over on our Masks game, and they call us villains. And it's a fun time. It's a silly, goofy time, but I'll let Rose tell more about that because somebody missed last episode. And then I'll be back here for Tomb Raider. And that's the next 2
Yay.
weeks. So that's me.
Oh, over to Rose.
Howdy, y'all. I'm Rose. I was Maria, your brooding hunter slash leader of this gang of mercenaries trying to break the chain. Um, you can catch me when I am not hanging out with these lovely nerds. On Tuesdays, you can either find me at Live from the Apocalypse's Nephilim Tenebrous game, our gritty near future sci-fi episode or series where I play the engineer on our crew. You can also catch me on the other Tuesdays, tormenting some children who deserve it. And I will be I guest star as Theo, the uh, consultant at the Hemlock Asylum. Uh, and then I'm back here at Lost Caravan.
Heck yeah. And then over to Mary.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mary. My pronouns are she, her. Today, I have been playing our doctor, Ariadne. Where you can find me online, you can find me online at Nerd on Wheels 15 on the Hell site or everywhere else at the Nerd on Wheels. Coming up for me this Saturday evening, you can find me on HSC for a Morkborg one shot. Uh, it is going to be a wild time. Demons have taken over our village, and it is called a murder arcade for a reason. We have built at least 2 characters and have a quick character building set up in case we run through all of those. So if you want to see my wretched royal, Princess Poppy, uh, that is this Saturday. And then, as Elsie said, you can find us at The Walking Dead part 3 of our 2 shot, where if you want to see what happens when you do the mom move of I'm going to count to 3 in the zombie apocalypse, find out the outcome of that because I'm terrified. And then every other Monday, you can find me on Lancer Hell's Gate, where I don't even know what's going on anymore, but I'm along for the ride. And where's Penny? Um, and every other Wednesday, you can catch me on Enchanting Sorcery Productions for Fandelver and Below Halia's Harriers. It is a spin on D&D where the Zentarum is trying to take out a fascist government system. It's really rad. We like to bash the fash and throw out all the D&D lore that we don't like. But that's what I got going on. I update everything on social media. I think that's it for me.
Heck yeah. And over to Moss.
Hi, Moss. My pronouns are they, them. I have been playing data tonight. Um, you can find me at XMOSSTARX. Most places. Sometimes there's dots around the moss. Sometimes there's underscore, but I really don't go on Twitter that much. Um, like Elsie said, Monday at 8:30, I'll be at High Shelf playing Fabula Ultima. I will be playing a dance mage bunny boy. I should probably get that character figured out. I've been stressed this week. And then every Friday, you can catch me at High Shelf for Omega the Rookies, which is a Mass Effect Cyberpunk Red game where I am playing Riot, who is a goth punk rocker boy Quarian adept idol that former best friend stole her boyfriend. So the hijinks ensue. Also, I got some very questionable prosthetics. So it's a fun time. Elsie, I will tell you about this later.
That is fantastic. And then over to Karish.
Hi, I'm Karish. She, her pronouns. You can find me on Twitter, Karish Valandar. I don't do a whole lot over there right now, but I was playing Edwina. Um, Also, she, her pronouns, who was the legacy. Um, yeah, I don't really have a whole lot coming up. Online at least. October, I know I will be doing some stuff, some more Halloween spooky stuff. But that's a ways away. Um, yeah, other than that, you can find me here for Tomb Raider every other Thursday. So until I
Absolutely.
get something else planned, I guess.
Yeah. That just leaves me, of course. I have been Andrew, our storyteller for tonight's game and for most games around here. And if you like what we do, you can always join our Discord at the link down below. That big old button that says Discord. It is where we post things like our casting calls, our schedules, and just generally hang out and be giant nerds. Also, most of our videos end up on YouTube. Eventually, don't at me. Eventually, they do. And yeah, if you like my face or my voice, come hang out here because I'm here all the time, especially for the two brand new campaigns that are starting. Cyberpunk Red on Friday and Fallout on Monday, right? Hold on.
It's
Monday.
three. It's three campaigns. And yes, it's Friday, Monday, and then Tuesday.
What else is starting?
Old Gods.
Old Gods is already running.
Yeah, so is technically Fallout. So
Okay. Old Gods is returning with more episodes. Thank you, Elsie.
mhm.
But stay tuned. Those casts, those groups are amazing. We had session 0, 0.5. We had a spooky Fallout game. All both groups absolutely fantastic. I'm so excited for all the chaos they're about to unleash upon the world. But that is all I have. Who can we raid right now? Have we got any raid suggestions? While I quickly try to pull up. It's fine. It's
Of
part of the
course.
process.
Of course I'd
Enchanting
close.
sorcery's up.
Enchanting
Um,
sorcery. You got it. We throw a raid over there. I probably spelled that right. Hey, look at me, I did. All right, that's it. That's all I got. You people are all beautiful. As always, be good people, do good things, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Good night, everybody.